made to power up your nutrients with the plant-based protein powder, then raw vegan plant-based protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that raw vegan plant-based proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com. Welcome to the Second Wind Sports Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside,
it's your boy, Caesar Fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the building today, ladies and gentlemen. The 2024 National Golden Glove Champion. We have no other than, I'll correct it for
Isaiah Olugbemi.
Bimmy, yes, indeed, brother. I'm gonna get it down. Just give me. I'm the worst. I'm the worst with the names, brother. I'm definitely gonna master that name, man. Cause to be a Golden Glove National Champion, I'm gonna be forced to learn that name and master that name. Because, brother, to win the Golden Gloves, people don't understand how prestigious this is to be a Golden Glove National Champion. This is the longest reigning tournament in boxing, as well as the it's a very few in this area. I say it's less than 25, 30 who has actually won the Golden Gloves Nationals. And you fall in the names of people such as Sugar Ray Leonard, Javante Tank Davis, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley, Mark Two Shop Johnson. There's many other names out there that's in this elite a group of people. How was that going to the Nationals? What was it? What was your mindset when you was headed out there into the Nationals?
Yeah, well, my mindset was because it was my second time being there. Hold on, let's see if you can hear me.
Yeah, you clearly, yeah.
Because it was my second time being there, because I went there last year, first time, because I started boxing 2 years ago in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. So I won the regional championships last year. I didn't have enough wins to go to nationals, so they told me I couldn't go. So I had to drive down to Pennsylvania two weeks in a row to get up to 10 fights for me to go. Okay. So I lost my split decision last year. So I feel like with that experience, it helped me a lot this year preparing for it, especially mentally, having the confidence and the courage to go out there against the best in the nation and do what I got to do. So I would say my mindset was just my coach. He's a very old school coach, Coach Crawford. He's been in the boxing business for over 40 years. So he did a very good job of preparing me mentally and physically to make sure my goal is to win a national championship like I did.
Yes, indeed. I know Coach Crawford, man. I've known him since I was about 12 years old. So it's over 30 plus years, man. He's been very active into the boxing world with the likes of Tony Jetta,
yes, sir.
Demond Nicholson, and guys of that nature from that Laurel camp. So I definitely know Coach Crawford, man. He's one of the real old school legendary trainers in this area. So you were definitely in good hands, man. So when you got to the Nationals, man, what was the game plan when you went there, man? When you jumped off that airplane, what was the game plan?
I mean, the game plan was just to get accustomed to the schedule and just the weather out there. But honestly, it was just to take it day by day, fight by fight, just basically waiting to see who's on my bracket, and then day by day, just taking it as a regular fight.
Yes, indeed, man. And how many people went out there with you, man, to the Nationals?
As my team?
Yes, your team. How many? What was it? It was all weight classes?
Yeah, it was 10 of only one weight class. Then it ended up showing up, but it was 10 of us. Yeah, in general, we had 2 girls. We had 2 girls too.
Okay, and I'm mentioning that because Out of 10 or 11, whatever the exact number was, you was the one, and a female came out on top as the champions.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed, man. That's very big, brother, man. Tony Jetta had reached out to me today and told me about you. It's like, man, because I was waiting to hear who won the Nationals. I saw people went, but I didn't know no one won it. And as soon as he told me today, it was my duty to at least acknowledge you and get you some exposure into the DMV boxing area as becoming a national champion. That's not an easy task. I fought that tournament in '96, man. And that was during the time when Floyd and all them other guys was out there too. So I know how difficult that tournament can be, man. It's a brutal one. It's one of them ones where they don't. I mean, it's amateur, but it still got some pro-ish with it. You know what I'm saying? Because the Golden Gloves is not like the USA Championship. It's a little different. So because it's old school. So I'm gonna pass it on to my partner C's, man. He got a few questions for you, champ.
Okay, you. Who would you say been your biggest inspiration in your boxing career?
My biggest inspiration. Ooh, that's hard. I would say my coach. My coach would definitely be one of them. But you mean such as like fighters, or
it could be fighters, coach, a good one, but yeah, fighters.
Yeah, like my coach is very one of them. Like he's basically he's the reason why I'm having the success that I'm having so early in my career. But I would probably also say, like, I love to study like someone like Marvin Hagler or like Mike Tyson and Ali. I like them a lot. Sugar Ray too.
Okay, and who would you say your style mimics or
mimics? Right now, my style's kind of it's still developing. I would say I wouldn't say I have like a certain style compared to somebody, but I would say like between either Mike Tyson and Hagler, Marvin Hagler.
Okay, got that pressure style that come forward, get at you.
Yeah, and still
yeah, and still box. Yeah. Now you mentioned your coach helping you prepare mentally and physically for the fights. How do you do that? How do you prepare mentally and physically for a high stake tournament like this?
Honestly, like, because mostly it's just training every day. Like I train, if not 2 times a day. Like I would go before work and then after work, and then like with my coach is just like making sure I'm focused on the practice like at hand instead of like. Because sometimes with my personality, I like to joke around or play around. Sometimes my coach makes sure my head is on straight, like I stay focused. Like regardless of whenever I'm in the gym, he knows what I need to do, and like let's go and do it and get out of here and stuff like that. And like he encouraged me a lot to know that I could fight with the best of them, and that's what has come to pass.
Yeah, nice. Was it any opponents that surprised you in the tournament, that surprised you with their skills or the better than you thought they were?
Not really. I wouldn't. Well, the last guy I fought, he kind of surprised me a little bit because like he was a pressure fighter and he kept coming like the whole entire time. But I wouldn't say much a surprise because the second guy, before the semifinals, I fought Malachi Georges. He's ranked second in the nation, so I wouldn't say it's a surprise because his ranking is like he earned it. You know
yeah, he one of those. Yeah.
So me going against him, like I said, it was really just the having the faith in God, honestly. Because like even like when I was telling my mom about when I'm going up against him, she was like, "Don't worry about that. Just have faith and keep God, and God's going to do it for you." And that's exactly what happened. I just had faith and came on top.
Did you do any other sports before boxing?
Most definitely. Like in high school, I did football, wrestling, and I ran track. I was first team Old County in all three. In college, I did football and wrestling. So.
Yeah, I ran across those. I saw you wrestling and football. I said, man, he dude like that. Dude was vicious in everything. Yeah. What translates from wrestling to boxing though? Because a lot of boxers, wrestlers do do pretty well in boxing. Like
I
Crawford.
started saying lately, I feel like wrestling is a good transition when it comes to boxing. I would say what like the skill set is more like being used to having someone in front of you, like you know what I mean, that constant pressure and anxiety, facing that anxiety, you get used to it because you did it in one sport. And also it's like you don't get too like I wouldn't get too like when it comes to big tournaments or big like like people watching me, like I'm used to that because in wrestling that's all it was, is one on one. And I feel like when it comes to like the skill set, I feel like what translates over is like the positioning, being in the right position, and having like your like your lower legs, like your positioning with your legs, like you have a good sense of balance and base from wrestling over crossing over to boxing, and that helps you a lot and it gives you an advantage. It's like even Terrence Crawford was a wrestler.
Yeah. Now, what was going through your mind in the final moments of the championship match?
And what was going through my mind, like I was said, like when a guy kind of surprised me with how he was coming at me the whole time, what was going through my mind was just to finish strong. Like this is it. This is the last 30 seconds. That you know what I mean. This might be the last time you ever in a fight like this. Just go out and perform. Just leave it all out there. Honestly.
What's some advice you would give to a younger fighter going over to the Nationals in the future?
A good advice that I would give them is, I would say, don't worry about the names. Don't worry about like the rankings, what the seeding is. Just go out there and do you. Like it don't matter who you in front of, as long as you perform your best. Don't let nobody like change how you fight or change how you go into a fight. Just have that same game plan that you and your coach prepare for and do it to your best ability.
Sweet, sweet. And what's next? What's next for you? What's next in the plans?
What's next? Because of my age, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm 27. Like I said, I just started this very late. I started this at 25. I didn't start fighting until 2022. But honestly, I'm talking to my coach about it, and we're probably looking over to like probably going pro very soon. But we're just trying to like polish out everything else, make sure I'm ready and looking for the best opportunity for me.
All right. You got something else? You got some more?
Yeah, you said how old are you?
27 now.
You're 27. Let me tell you this story, right? I fought a lot of amateur fights, right? And it's this guy that I told him he was too old to do boxing. Now listen to this story. So this is an inspirational story for you. And the guy looked at me like I was crazy. Now me with 100 amateur fights, man, I end up doing security. The guy that I told that to fought for the world title 2 different times. Won millions of dollars doing it. His name was Tony Thompson from this area. And don't ever allow no one to tell you you are too old for anything. The lesson for me was to never ever tell anyone what they can't do, or to diminish anyone's ability. So, okay, you 27, and anybody ever come to you and tell you all that you too old, you need this? Look, you just won the National Golden Gloves. A lot of us had hundreds of fights and could not win that tournament. So you already eliminated one obstacle of things that people say that they can't do or you wouldn't been able to do. If somebody with experience or been out there would have probably told you ain't gonna win it because they're going off of their own abilities, the levels that they can reach. But you got your own level, which you proved that. So I just wanted to share that with you when you told your age. I learned from that, and at the time I was about 21 years old. I learned from it to never doubt nobody's abilities, what they can and can't do. So, brother, you keep doing what you're doing, man. And how was Detroit, man? Let's talk about that. How was it out there, man?
It was good. Actually, I liked it out there. It was a good time. Like, it was funny when me and my team landed. I was talking to them like, Detroit don't really sound like a place a lot of people go out there travel and stuff. But like me being it for the first time, I see like it's not a bad tourist spot at all. Like it was ready to be in. I enjoyed it a lot.
What lessons have you learned from this tournament, man? What did you gain far as knowledge and things to take for a lifetime memory, man? What did you gain from this tournament?
I definitely, what I would say, I gained like a lot of more confidence. I would say like in my abilities to, because I always knew I had the certain abilities that everyone, like the most people might not have, but like this tournament definitely like gave me the confidence that like I could bang with the best of them. Bro. I'm one of the best, or can be one of the best. And I would say what I really like taking away from it is just like, I don't know. I'll just say like, yeah, basically just like knowing to stay, like to stay level headed. And basically just keep on, just keep having faith, like in God.
Where you actually from? Which area are you from?
I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I stay out Oldham, Maryland right now. Like that's where, when you mentioned Tony Jeter, like I train at his gym, the gym that he owns at Oldham Fitness. That's where I'm.
Okay. Yes, indeed. So, you out there in Onington, Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it, man? You coming from Brooklyn, man? How was that transition from you adjusting from up there to down here? In Onington. How was that for you, man?
I feel like the transition it was very big. It was very like it was different. I had to get accustomed to it and stuff, but
right.
I like the transition better. Like I like it now. Like New York is a very like clustered place,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right. How far y'all from? How far is that from Baltimore?
About 25 minutes.
Okay. Do you go there sometimes to Baltimore?
Not too often, but I do go up to Baltimore too. Like most of my fights will be out Baltimore. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I understand because that's moving from one city to another. You try to stay the hell out them cities, man. I know because I when I moved
away go to Baltimore.
We try to stay out there. Don't nobody want to go to nobody else's city. We trying to run from cities, man. So I dig it, brother. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Bob Magruder. The history of Bob, man, was Bob had fought Sugar Ray Leonard in the Golden Gloves, and Sugar Ray Leonard always talk about him all the time. What was Bob's advice out there in the Golden Glove Nationals?
Bob, he always has good things to say about me. He had a very good advice. He just told me just stay composed and fight your fight. Just go there and do what you got to do. Like,
yes, indeed.
That's one thing I about Bob. Like but he's gonna speak life into you. Like he's gonna, like never no doubt or negativity. Is always positivity. So that's what I like.
Yes, indeed. So I'm gonna get your name right. Say it for me one more time, brother, so I can say it.
Isaiah Olugbemi.
Olugbemi. Now, the origin of that name is Nigerian. Which where is it derived from? Which Yoruba. Okay, Ole. I understand now, brother. Okay. So your family originated from Nigeria, moved here. That's what's up, brother. That's what's up, man. From the motherland and the Yoruba tribe. I know a lot about the Orishas and things of that nature, brother. Yes, indeed, man. So, brother, continue the journey. Man, I'm it's honored to meet you.
It's an honor to meet you guys too.
I look forward to seeing you in the future, and I look forward to highlighting you, man, because you already put yourself above many by doing what was necessary to be done to becoming a national champion. Yes, at the age of 27 is really
in only 2 years.
The future's gonna be bright for you. And you in the right place too, man. You right there with Tony, and so you going when that's time to make that transition. You gonna get fights. You gonna get some pro fights. You gonna get some good fights. And being a Golden Glove national champion is very marketable, man. So man, you landed at the right spot, brother, to get it done, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, the
2020.
2024 national champion. No other than, we're gonna get it again, brother. Say it for me one more time, brother.
Isaiah Olugbemi.
Isaiah Obemi. With
Oh,
Olughemi.
Olugbemi.
Olugbemi.
yes,
Olugbemi.
yes,
The
sir.
second win, sports. This brother that's on there, I gotta introduce you. Name is Devin King.
Let me
Devin
see.
King was a multiple national champion.
Okay,
Heavyweight. You fight heavyweight, correct?
yes, sir.
So the brother just gave you congratulations, man. If you get a chance, research Devin King,
Okay, I will.
legendary. So this is awesome to see him pop up on here, man. He's he won like about 10 national titles, man, as a heavyweight. So trust and believe, man. It's a blessing to see him stop through here for you, man. Hey, brother, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on here. I'm going to I'm going to master your name.
Yes, sir.
Because this is household, man. You're gonna be a household name in this sport, brother. Peace.
Appreciate being here. I'm definitely gonna be sure.
Yes, indeed, brother. Peace and blessings, man. Send more pictures, man. Whatever you win, send them to me, man. So
Sir,
I
I
can get
got
you on there,
you.
brother.
All
Peace and
right,
blessings. All right,
Peace.
Chad. All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get his name down, man, soon because that's a very
Devin said Pan Am games and everything.
yeah, he won he won all that, man. He won the Pan Am games, and Devin King was the truth, man. But yeah, that young man he's very humble. He seems very focused. The future's looking bright for him. I definitely look forward to seeing him once he make that transition to the pro game because of the age. I understand now he's probably going to have to put it in fast or speed dial now to get what he got to get. But he can do
Yeah.
it if he won the Golden Gloves. It's not going to be
Hey,
difficult for him to be
yeah,
especially in the weight that he's fighting too.
yeah, heavyweight. Yeah, he'd be able to
Yeah.
put in some work.
Yeah, he landed at the right gym with Tony being there and the crew being there. It's gonna be he's gonna get some fights for sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
indeed, man, ladies and
Tony
gentlemen.
from that.
If those that's in here new, please hit the like and subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel and get this latest and greatest news that we bring to the table on here. My name is Rashid Hammond, and my co-host, my brother
Fantastic.
Caesar Fantastic, is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're gonna wait a little bit for JR to come on through. We got some boxing news that's coming through today as
So
well.
what we running over today? Let me. What we got? The Wilder and Zilly fight. The
Yep.
5v5. Turn the Queensberry Birds versus Matchroom. That's gonna be. It's a good card though. I like that whole card. Sort of tweet. I'm sort of geeked to see that.
Yeah, likewise, man. Likewise. I look forward to it. What'd you say?
So I know I'm gonna have to push to
get off work for the fight to make it.
Yeah. And Davin, he's at Odenton Fitness out Odenton.
Okay.
No, Davin asked where Jimmy at.
Yes, indeed, man. Devin was the man with the plan. I'm trying to tell you, man. He went to the Silver Glove Nationals, Sean, and was knocking out everybody out there, man. He was a killer in the ring. It's a cold killer, brother. Cold killer, man. He good, and also, man, he's good friends with my cousin, the late Donald Hammond Jr.
Okay.
Donald, Worm. You remember Worm? Yeah, he's good friends with Worm, man. Yeah, so it's like a brother, man, as well, man. Man, he wasn't playing with people though, man. He knew all those guys, those same guys that the guy we had interviewed yesterday was talking about as well, man. So yeah, Big Worm. Yes, indeed, Devin. Yes, indeed, man. I miss him, man. Truly miss him. Worm was my double cousin on both sides of the family, man. He was my double cousin, If it wasn't for his father, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Rest in power with a Worm. Yeah, he got also his brother. Got a brother that also was a fighter as well too, man. They was the King brothers, man, was the truth, man. They was the truth. Like a brother, yes indeed,
Nice.
Davin. Hey, Davin, we got to schedule get you on here, brother. If we can get you on here next week, brother, I'm gonna reach out to you, and inbox you, and set up something to get you on here. Yeah, Chris King, yes indeed, Chris King was the truth too. He had commented on the post yesterday, man. He's still up in Philly. Chris still up in Philly. Yes, indeed, man. Will you be available next Wednesday to do an interview? What I'll do is I inbox you and let's set up something because I want to get your story as well, man. People know about you, man, and for these youngins to be inspired by your story because I remember your work, bro. You wasn't playing with people in that ring, man. You was straight business. Highlands great, man. A Highland finest, man. They didn't play no games up there, man. Chris also there's a video of Chris on here too winning the Junior Olympics. It was on I think it was on ESPN back in like the late 80s or yeah. Okay, your kids graduate.
Yeah, kids graduate next
Okay,
week.
so what we'll do is let's schedule the week after that then. The week after that, if that worked. Okay. Okay. I'll inbox you and then we'll lock it in. We'll lock it in, brother. I look forward to interview you. I've been trying to get you on here, brother, and share your story to the public, man. It's time, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed, man. So we gonna wait for JR to come through. And when JR come through, we're gonna get right to business and discuss these upcoming fights this weekend. It's and some other news that's going on too. Floyd has spoken out too today about the so-called rumors about him hating on the younger fighters. He had mentioned things of that nature. God, peace and blessings. God blessing to you, brother. And also, I send my condolences to your family, man, for the loss of your mother, man. Send my condolences, brother, to you and brother Chris. Peace and blessings. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, Floyd had mentioned the controversial. You're welcome, brother. The controversial conversations with people where these younger fighters are accusing him of hating on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Say why would I got hate for?
yeah. That's I was waiting for him to speak out on some of this stuff though.
Yeah.
And he couldn't talk about he stayed clear away from the conversation with um about the Garcia because he said I ain't speaking on this because I'm not gonna be getting sued. He already said that. Said I'm not. The lawyers already told him not to say nothing about that, man, because they'll try to throw him in the bus and give that advice so everybody not worthy of that type of advice. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that in a way of if I give you such advice as that and you speak out about it to the public, you know what I'm saying? That's a problem. That's a problem. What's up, JR?
What's up, y'all?
How you feeling today, man?
Good, feel good, man. Let's get this going. Cause
That's
I
good.
saw some BS in the news. So yeah, let's get this let's get this
Start
going.
out. What was
Yes,
the BS? What was the
What you
BS?
hear, man? They get it. Help us.
Now it's contaminated.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead, spill the beans, man.
So Ariel Huani, I think they said is who broke it, said, and then it got sent to me from a source. He said that it's coming back that the two samples that this kid gave came back contaminated with Osterin. I don't know
This
what
the
to
story
believe
that
no
won't end.
more.
This is a story that ain't going to end, huh?
This a dirty game, man. This is a dirty. This is all I just remember my dad, man. It's a dirty sport, man. It's a
It no
dirty
dirtier
sport.
than boxing. I don't think it gets any dirtier than boxing.
Oh yeah, and then you know that both sides full of you know what. So it's like I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, Ryan was so adamant that he ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. It must have been in the ashwagandha. You know what I'm saying? Something.
Yeah.
And then he showed that it took tests a week or two before. So it's
You can forget a week or two before they was touching this kid non-stop. Going up to 2 weeks before the fight. They were touching him like crazy. And he was coming back clean on everything. But this is also a sport where this fight wasn't selling at first. People were saying it should have been in New York, it should have been in LA, it should have been in Vegas, whatever. And then it started, they said the sales started to pick up. This is a sport that I have seen things get shoved under the rug to get his ass in the ring. Get this guy in the ring so we can make this money.
Get this money right.
Yeah.
I've seen it from the lowest levels to the highest levels.
Oh yeah.
Where they will do things to, man, it's all this money when I'm put into this.
Yeah.
Man, I just said the sponsor, he gave this. I already booked the arena and all manners, man. It's like, man, get his ass in the ring.
I was just saying that earlier, man. They a little upset that all this stuff coming out because they know whatever go on as far as the IVs and the rehydrations and all that. So they know all this going on. They just upset now that it's coming out. So they like, man, look, y'all doing too much. You know what I'm saying? They little mad behind the scenes that people starting to see how the juice is squeezed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is how the game goes. I mean, I hate to put it to y'all like that. Boxing is wrestling except for the shots is real.
Yeah. Yep. It definitely is. Cease, put up the number, man. I want to see what the people got to say today too. Everybody, give your opinion on this Ryan Garcia versus Devin contaminated urinary, whatever's going on, urine testing and things of that nature. We want to get y'all guys' opinion as well today. We want to know how you feel about this situation, man. So if you're able, if you want to call in, today's the day to call in so we can hear your opinion. Any of these other topics that we will be discussing today, we would like for you guys to call in so we can talk boxing today, man. I'm interested in hearing what the fans got to say today as well. So with the people, I want to hear the people. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear some of my brothers. I ain't heard a few brothers in a while give their opinions especially from that group page. They used to be in on it, man. So if you
Yep.
And mute. I think it muted Mr. Sheed.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
But to me, man, with this whole nonsense is me personally, if whatever he did take, in my opinion, I don't think he got nearly anything to get an advantage with, because as soon as he would shoot his shots, this man would get exhausted and get to running around the ring.
Yeah.
And he had to settle in and then get his shots back. Okay, cool, whatever. But you're not going to convince me if you're Devin Haney's camp. They literally your little brother does a post. I want to say it was 3 days. It was I want to say 2 or 3 days after the fight. He did a post, and he's like, "Yeah, we don't make there's that we word again. We don't make no excuses. You ain't taking no hits. Your brother is.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there. You ain't taking no hits. Your brother is.
Yeah.
But." We don't make no excuses, we still this, that, and the third, and if Allah willing, it's gonna be good. And he says, Allah gave me, I was on the prayer mat, and I think Allah sent me a vision where Ryan Garcia's gonna test dirty in the next couple days. In so many words, is what he said. This is literally before the test came out.
Yeah.
The test didn't come out till a couple days later, so where it came out like, hey, breaking news, Ryan Garcia popped dirty.
Pop dirty,
yeah. You're not sorry, but I ain't feeling that. I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's
you ain't gonna throw that.
Too much, too coincidental.
Come on, man. Okay, Allah sent it to you, I bet.
Yeah.
Was it Allah? Was it your father?
Say Allah Conti.
Was it Allah? Was it your father who sent it to you?
Oh man!
And before, if the Haney's see this, because he wanted to pull that mess with Ron, I guess to motivate himself and say he disrespected my religion. Can't throw that with me, because I have plenty of uncles who was real serious about it and schooled me on a lot of things about it. So you can't pull that mess on me. No, I'm just gonna pull your card and say, check your little brother, check him. Because if that was me, my father would have literally snatched me. I'm like, man, you don't open your mouth about what's in this room. What's going on in this gym or what's going on in this room? Man, you snatch me. I'm like, man, straight up. Like I'm giving you the honest God. It's man, hard work would have handled that. Like, man, don't you open your mouth about what's going on in this gym or what's going on in this room. With this fight game, you understand?
You're not involved, my boy. You just around.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, man, it's just a narrative for him, in my opinion. For him, want to be like, oh, he could never beat me. There's no need to fight him again. He can never beat me anyway. He needed that in order to beat me.
Yeah. Nah.
That's what it's gonna be. That's what his narrative. That's what's gonna make it suffice for him on the inside. I've seen fighters do it. I've seen really good fighters do that, where they're either honest with you, like how I mentioned the Floyd when he fought Augustus, how he went back into the dressing room. He's like, man, I don't never want to see that guy again. He was honest about it. You got some guys like, man, I had guys like, man, Junior, man, that dude got on my last damn nerves. Like, whatever. But you got some guys who that they don't want their ego, their facade to shatter. Because a lot of this game is fighters are like ducks.
Yeah.
And I know, when you hear the word ducks, it's like a bad word, but I mean in a way, when you go to a pond, you see these swans, you see birds, they all out there swimming. They look just as smooth and calm and just move around the water just as freely. But under that water, going fast. Fighters are the exact same way. Exact same way. And to control that facade is, I ain't trying to deal with that damage again. I'm surprised they didn't say it was something in his gloves. Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, you could, because he had on Rival. And he had foam Rivals on.
Somebody tried. I've seen a fan in my group chat tried it. They tried it. They tried.
That's everybody's go-to now.
That's everybody.
Gloves.
Yeah,
and that kills me. Side note, OG side story, y'all. You can't throw that out there, because back in the day, it was way more. Up until 1996, that foam gloves didn't come out till 1996. Before that, every glove was horsehair.
Horsehair, yeah.
And
every last one. And that shit hurts. The gloves you see now, and then you could strip it. You could cut the glove down, and some guys will stick it under take a table that's in your dressing room, put the gym bag on top of the table, roll the glove up. I ain't gonna say the fighter's name. He showed me this match, and I didn't believe. I'm like, man, get that from under the table, man. Like he had the edge of the leg of the table smashing the glove.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that junk ain't gonna work. Man, he took that. Remember, he was the main event. I think he was the co-main event, so he got time. Man, then he took it out and he started hitting the ground a little bit, hitting the wall, and I said, pushing the wall like that. I was like, what the fuck? And I saw that. This is good God, ain't no pulling it.
That's like straight
glove. Almost, yeah, because you raising the knuckle up a little higher, just a little higher, and you throw that out there with gloves, and the guys that throw that out there don't know shit about gloves. Don't know why Everlast make their glove this way. Why Hit and Move makes their glove this way. Why Grant makes their glove this way. What? Because they just see a glove as a glove. Instead of knowing what's the difference between horsehairs, a foam, a mix. Why is the thumb like this? Things like, why is the bar here on this but not on Reyes? Because this one was made for more defense so you could pick punches better, or whatever the case may be. And everybody just shoots for that. Not knowing that Rival does have a horsehair. I think they do have a horsehair one, or like a mix, like a foam and horsehair mix. But the ones he had on that night was, I think, the same ones Frankie fought in last weekend. HFX, it's straight foam. It's a straight foam, no vibration to protect your hand and everything. It's basically, you can punch, but it actually, some guys superstitious, like, man, nah, I don't want to wear that type of rod. I'm gonna wear a rod, but not that type of rod, because I feel like it's taking power off. And really, but that's the type of glove he had on. A glove that you may say is taking power off. So people are throwing these narratives out there, and I think it's just for the Haney team to make themselves feel better because of the way their comeuppance of how they ran their mouths. He's the next Floyd. Remember, he the whoop Floyd and Spawn. I don't care if Floyd 46, 56. You ain't 4-0 in him. Right. And no sparring. Not no guy stays in the gym like that. I'm sorry. Ain't no old fighter. I done seen too many old fighters come off the street and give young dudes a licking. Like, you're not going to convince me that no old fighter, I don't care if his record was 16-5, come off the street and he going to give you a good, if it's 4 rounds, he going to give you a good 2.
Yeah, for sure.
He going to give you at least a good 2. Trust me on that. And it's just to make them feel better because all they know, all that stuff that they said, all that stuff that they did, now coming back on them.
So JR,
that's all it is.
What do you think should be how this situation should be handled, man? If they already threw it out there, what should be handled about this as far as the test results? How are they going to resolve this issue? Because it seemed like it's going to be a difficult thing
if
to
they
resolve.
taint it, right? If it's tainted, you can't.
Me, how I would like for them to handle it, y'all know each other too well and see each other too often. Go take a walk and handle it. Now let's see who really want to. Let's see. I'm sorry. This is how I grew up. That's just how I was raised. If y'all really got that much of a problem, why do you need all these cameras? Why do you? I done seen a couple. I done been in a couple myself with some other fighters where it's like, all right, let's go take this walk and handle it. Then, well, let's just scrap all of it. Let's just go handle it. If y'all got that much to say.
I say this, or I ask y'all this: do y'all think all of this makes another fight worth more?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the unfortunate part.
They have to scrap all this off. They might gonna have to do it running back.
They're gonna have to run it back.
I bet you they run it back at 44. We're gonna do a catch weight. We're gonna be at 44.
Well,
Since we know Brian isn't gonna come in at 40. I'm gonna gain an extra 4 too.
Let him do it. Let him have it.
I mean,
give it to him. Let him have it.
Devin rehydrating like a mug at 40 now too. So it's like
if I was the Ryan Garcia camp, I let him have whatever he want. I give him all of that. I give him all of that and beat his ass again and shut him up. Take a drug before, after, in between, have
blood, hair.
You can test me in the middle of the first.
You can do the hair samples, whatever you got to give. You got to do what they call it, the swab, do all that. Whatever you got to do to keep this fight from being some old excuse. Let's eliminate every excuse in the books today. They got to run it back again because whoever the mastermind behind this plan right here, they said, I ain't taking this L. They already had this probably already planned before the fight. For those that's just coming on here, if you got an opinion, anything that you want to share about the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, controversial drug test results, call in 240-661-7647. Call in. I mean, I'm interested in hearing other opinions today, man. We all are interested in hearing you guys' opinions as well. And the brother JR brought it to our attention. It was tainted.
Yeah,
that it was tainted. He got a credible source that it was tainted. So call in. And Floyd, he came out today, and he was on the what is it? What's my guy's name?
Cam Mason.
Cam and Mace's podcast today, and he brought up the he stated that he's saying, like, he brought up all this. If it wasn't for him, he'd been telling people to start doing the drug testing and things of that nature. So he really didn't speak much about the drug testing thing, but as well as the weight advice that he gave the young man. He said he can't talk on that because he don't want to get sued, and I understand. But as far as the drug part, he said, man, all I know is I ain't never used nothing. So how you going? Which makes sense. Floyd being Floyd.
Yeah.
Let's turn this. Let's take a little, detour. Let's have a conversation about Floyd real quick.
Yeah, we about to have a nice one too. What's going on? What you talking about?
This dude can't keep a roster.
Hey, we going there too.
That's the next.
We going there too. We got a couple Floyd topics to go over today. But what's the problem?
My bad, Uncle C. I'm sure.
Nah, you good. We can go there now. We can go there right now.
Nah, you good. I just was saying we definitely was gonna go there. You good, bro? You go ahead. Go ahead.
So what's the problem with him? What's the problem with him? Why can't he
hit a little close to home for me because it's a good kid, man.
Yeah.
Good young dude. Jaleel Hackett.
Yeah.
I trained with him for, I want to say, at least 2 years before I went back home to Hillcrest.
Mm-hmm.
And, I had the privilege, I had the honor of, being involved with working at the store, who's his uncle, who did a lot of his trunks, who does his trunks and everything,
mm-hmm.
and kicking it with him there as well, and
he's in the
this. I was so happy. I'm happy for any fighter who gets signed.
Yeah.
Because I just hope that it's a good contract. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. I do know it's sometimes where I hear a friend of mine get signed and I hear the promoter. I'm like, I hope you don't get put on the shelf, or some nonsense. But at the same time, you think positive, like, nah, his talent gonna shine through. I see him in the gym every day. He works his ass off. It's all gonna work out. It's all gonna work out. You just try to stay positive. That's why I always said, and I'll say it again, I could dislike you, but if you know what that 3 minutes feel like, I always just want to see you make your money and get out of this joint talking with it. Mm-hmm. I don't care how much I dislike you. Even with, for instance, Devin Haney. I done said it on multiple videos, multiple episodes here, multiple episodes on the last podcast. Like, man, I don't like how he carries himself sometimes. I don't like how his father is. I don't like none of that. But when it comes to his boxing, how this boy is dedicated to staying in the gym, taking care of his body. What's the first thing I said when we came on the air when we talked about him getting dropped? I said, man, the only thing that got him off the floor that first time he was hurt, but when his body fell back down, was how good he take care of his body, how much he stay in the gym. You know, you gotta respect a guy like that. He trains his butt off. He really to the sport. He really want to try to fight as many people as possible because he know about black fighters not getting opportunity. You know, but that I'm not all because I dislike how he carries himself outside the ring. Not gonna take away from him, man. That boy can box.
He's a fighter.
You know, he can box. Yeah. Exactly. You know, so with Jalil, you know, I was so happy when he got signed and to know that his pro debut was going to be on, you know, the Logan Paul card. You know, I was so happy for him. I was like, go get yours, boy. Get yours, you know.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I had my reservations about I never said it to him, but I had my reservations, like, because Floyd full of shit.
Yeah. It's sad.
I hate to put it like that. I'm gonna keep it all the way tall. Floyd full of shit. This guy Floyd is, I don't know if it's selfishness, I don't know what, but a guy called in to Ness, to the boxing boys. Shout out to Ness, man. You know, he showed me and Kenichi Bear a lot of love at Strickland County. Yeah. He got a call and the guy said, don't y'all think it's a little weird that he'll promote his strippers before he promotes? You'll see his strippers on his page being promoted. More so before you see a fighter. You from this shit. You from this shit. No. Let's keep this all the way tall here. Floyd talked about being in Michigan, running through the snow to get his road work in, grabbing rides from anybody who give him a ride to the gym. He said this in interviews. I've heard stories from guys like that boxing him in the amateurs. Like, man, he had hand problems all the way back.
Yeah. I saw the struggle of Floyd before the money in the '95 Nationals in Cleveland, Ohio. He definitely had a struggle getting there. His father was incarcerated at the time, so there wasn't no money coming in.
Roger was retired.
No money was coming in. There was, you know, his father was street dude. No money was coming in, so he had to scrape and scramble to get to those tournaments and things of that nature. He had to go and talk to whoever he could to get where he had to get to. So it wasn't. That's why the boy the way he is. It's so much deeply rooted issues going on that, you know, you know, I got friends, mothers that were crackheads and things of that nature growing up. And when they get out the hood, they got a chip on their shoulder. They not trying to go back to it. Floyd still has that chip on his shoulder from father selling his mother crack. You know, that stuff will
mess with you.
Mess with you. Now I'm gonna be a devil advocate on this whole topic, right? Why was it easier for him to make Tank this household name that he produced it today, and it's difficult for him to make others big as he did Tank? What did he see in Tank that he couldn't see or were able to produce with others? I'm gonna say this one thing. I'm gonna give you mine first, JR. You got it after me, brother, because you got on his ass already, brother. I'm gonna say this.
His face, he like.
I'm gonna say this, JR. Floyd coming out of retirement is still in the superstar mindset range, right? As a fighter, they still giving you. If you pay attention to it, they're giving the same formula with Tank that they in the later years of their careers that they did with. I mean, in Floyd's later years as a fighter. They're being they're controlling the narrative on every aspect they can. I believe that's the only way they know how to do business now. I don't see them being able to develop. If you want to come to Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, you got to be already coming to this thing like a superstar, damn near, right? You got to already possess superstarism when you come and want to succeed under the Floyd Mayweather camp.
Yeah.
They're not a developing promotional company.
Oh,
I don't see it. They're
Developer,
not a
Bob
developer. They're not
Eddie.
Eddie. They're not a developer. Floyd didn't even come in his own goddamn promotional company. He came developed when he got in his own promotional company. So he don't know how to promote and develop. He was already what? When he came in his company, he was already developed, right? Am I right or wrong? As a promoter, he was already developed, right?
Yeah.
So Bob Earn held his hand all the way to the time that he learned how to promote.
Yeah. Bob know how to move him. My problem with Floyd and how he move him is he move you on the super undercards of pay-per-view fights that nobody so you're not able to build fan bases like if you on ESPN. If your first 20 fights on ESPN, then people seeing you building fans. You building, you know what I'm saying? You people seeing you, people getting to know you. If you on the undercard on a pay-per-view joint, who's seeing you? But the people at the venue. You know, so you're not able to build fan base. You're not able to build. So what buying power, what negotiating power you coming to the table with saying, I want to get such and such bigger fights, so I want to get, you know what I'm saying? I want to renegotiate my contract, or why you ain't get me no fights? You know what I'm saying? People want to see me. People don't know me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's real. And to mention the Jaleel situation, you look on the fights that he was fighting, the cards he was fighting. He was fighting early in the day on the pay-per-view cards. Nobody got to see him fight. And then I watched Floyd. One fight he fought after the Floyd card,
after the main event.
After the main event, who was that? I think Javante card. I think that was. Floyd sat back and watched him fight after that. I knew that was going to be a difficult situation to move somebody and make him a superstar. Floyd and them is not in the development business. They are not developing promotional company. They only can build superstars. They're not a Bob Earn type of promotional company.
They
in my opinion,
if they want, because he gonna build Carmel. He gonna build Carmel. Watch, because he gonna start to put Carmel. After the first few fights, he gonna start, because he posts with him. He do this. He gonna start putting them as like the first card on the main event, the first fight on the main card or something. Eventually,
Camille came into the game built as a social media presence.
Yeah,
highly social media presence. It's easier to maneuver somebody with a highly social media presence.
Already stacked.
Like, got a couple of 100,000.
He's a prodigy. Yeah, he's the prodigy. Like that.
It's not hard to maneuver that. You know what I'm saying? This is a business, right? Floyd Mayweather had a whole full of fighters, right? Full of fighters in this thing. He wasn't able to develop them guys. He can get them few fights in here and there, but he's not a developer. I'm telling you, I'm gonna stick with that. The man is not a developing a company that you go to. You go to him, you gotta be 20 and 0. 20 and 0, 18 knockouts type
how
shit.
How did I put it earlier when I said Bob like the only one that's still doing it correctly, or like still looking at amateur pedigree? He the only one that still cares about your amateur pedigree.
Right.
Everybody else is like, how many followers you? That's the new age thing. That's like a new age thing. It's how many followers you got. How can I negotiate your followers? What we doing and give me some money?
Exactly. Bob Earn looks at you. Okay, you won 18 national championships. Oh shit! I can develop you and get you fights every month, or every 2 months, or every 3 months, and build you into that superstar. Oh, we can market your amateur pedigree. The rest of them on the PBC side, they don't give a damn if you win 2 nationals, or they want to know if you got 100,000 followers.
How many followers you got?
200 million subscribers. That's their. They don't give a damn how many amateur fights and pedigree that you have. They're concerned about. I know I can build off that 3 million followers that you got right there. So it's a business, man. It's a business at the end of the day. The promotional companies know your worth. Just like the record company. If I give you $1 million signing bonus, I need that recouped. And in order for it to be recouped, I need you to go create a marketing strategy, or we will put a marketing strategy together, but I need you to go do your part and go make sure you sell yourself. You got to sell yourself too in this business. And I like what you said earlier, which makes sense. Floyd do promote the hell out of his little strip club thing, and he do.
Girls collection.
Make yourself as a fighter. You got to make yourself marketable. It's I come from that business. I come from the business of the music business, the entertainment business, right? And then in the entertainment business, the record labels nowadays want you already marketable. They're not interested in how talented
you got to be an influencer to get a deal now.
They're not interested in how talented you are. They're interested in how marketable you are. Floyd Mayweather looks for the same things, how marketable you are. Bob Earn, on the other hand, he looks for both. He's looking for the talent. He's looking for how your pedigree as a fighter, your experience, how many accomplishments you have, and we can build off that. Because if you look over there, most of the guys over there at the ESPN top rank side are multiple national champions. Damn near all the whole Olympic team from the last group is on that sign.
Yeah.
They're in the developing business because it's easier for them to develop a national champion. They can bring 20 lame ducks. Floyd ain't into that. Floyd looking for that big. He looking for that. He took Tank off the break and made Tank a goddamn a pay-per-view megastar in 6 fights that he had him. 5-6 fights made him a megastar. Maybe less than that.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so let's really dive into this. This guy made Mayweather Promotions off of Al Heyman giving him the blueprint. This is a guy who, let's be real here, Tank can fight his ass off, but Tank didn't talk. If he don't know you, he ain't talking.
Yeah.
That's always been his thing.
Yeah.
Tank has always been quiet. If you watch the room before you speak type of thing, but if you know you from the amateur stuff like that, oh yeah, he gonna talk to you. And Floyd had a problem with how he talked and everything, and of course you always see he wouldn't let Tank talk, kept cutting in and things like that. That had to do with, okay, we want to develop how people took that as, he wants to develop Tank and how to do interviews and things like that. But then it turned into, oh no, he just wants the attention to himself. Now, if Tank did not go and spar there off of coming with Twin, Adrian Broner, over there to the money team and sparring and doing what he did and showing out, would he have been signed? Remember, we got this ain't the Tank now with the braids, and you make a funny video on Instagram. Now he's more out there. He'll talk more. He'll make a funny video. He'll
a little militant back then.
Back then, he'd look at you. He was like Sonny Liston a little bit. Like as soon as you walk up on him, he's looking at you. And you like, this energy feels like I do not need to be around this guy. And what? He still would have won a lot of fights locally down the East Coast. He probably would have got signed at 20-0, and then maybe he would have got thrown in to a B-side fight, beat that guy. He would have made. I think he still would have made it to where he made it to, but he would have had to take a long road. It would not be an A-side thing; it'd be a B-side thing. Let's not make this whole thing here because there's a lot of stuff that I will not divulge because a lot of these fighters respect me for what I did in the sport, like, and respect me that they always know they could come to me, and that I'm always gonna keep it right here. This is where we talk at. So I'm not. It's a lot more, but trust me, there's a lot more that I can go into. But let's go to what's publicly known. He didn't. He was so worried about Tank. He didn't want him. He didn't want Tank hanging around this person. Hanging around. He come over to the armory. He was acting like, of course we knew Tank was ripping and running, gaining a lot of weight in between fights, running with Adrian Broner. He'll do this, do that, whatever. But you tried to take him away from Calvin. Let's really keep it real here. Why did you want to take him away from Calvin? Why didn't you want Tank wearing certain gloves? Only wearing certain gloves? Because you get paid off of that. You get paid off of putting a certain person in his corner because it keeps the money closer to you. You get a back check if he wears an outfit made by your designers. You do all of these things. He do a lot of stuff. I've heard a lot of fighters tell me, and some of it is public, where he'll sit there and take a fighter and sit there and say, "Oh, I want you to train with one of the trainers out of the money team, out of the money team gym." You can't sit there. This dude can have a full roster with all them guys that come into that money team gym. Now, if you want to talk, how did he make Tank into this? Bull, because he didn't believe in Tank all the way. He was so worried about Tank being exposed and not doing good. He threw Tank in there with Pedraza and didn't want Tank to take the Pedraza fight when we all knew he would beat Pedraza. Because, Pedraza was killing himself by that time to make that weight. He goes in there with Pedraza. And this kid barely got paid for that. He did not give him the money he was supposed to give. You go look up how much he got on that purse that night. You'll be like, man, that's the money he supposed to make when he 13-0 or something, or 7. Like, he supposed to get that money by going into the top 15. He ain't supposed to get that for a title fight. He was supposed to get it. If you go look at that purse, you'll be sitting there like, what? And then even the Lomachenko fight, Tank wanted it. Calvin and them wanted it.
JR.
Yes, sir.
What is boxing? Once you cross over and take that headgear off, what is boxing? What is it's a business. It's no longer what? It's
no longer just competition. It's not just a sport no more.
Okay. When he signed over to the Mayweather, do you think when you are a promoter, you still recoupable? You mentioned all the guys that you said that he was trying to get associated with him. If you're a businessman, would you do that as a businessman?
No. Hold on. Yes, sir.
What I'm saying is your responsibility as a businessman is to do what? Protect what first?
The business first.
The business first, right? You protect the business first. Your overall duties is to make sure the business stays what? First, right? When he signed Tank, now, let me tell you something. I don't agree with the Floyd antics, the personal shit. I don't agree with that, but the business side, I do agree with.
But you said recoup, you said he got to recoup that money. He's fighting for a world title, won't take it.
I don't care if you're fighting for a world title or not. If I spent 100,000 on you, that's a low number. I'm just using that as an example. If I spend that on you, I expect that back in return as a businessman, right? So Floyd, if he wasn't under the Floyd umbrella, he wouldn't have made the 30 million within this short period of time that he made it in. See, we get into this thing of we think we gotta have this and that, and when somebody does a business move that's not understood, and the front end as a person, as a fighter, he's not gonna understand the way this man is moving, why he's moving the way he's moving. He's moving for the big picture on the back end, and the back end paid out for Gervonta Tank Davis. The back end paid out very well for him because of the Floyd Mayweather namesake, that I'm taking him in as my protege. Now this boy's on this big megastar because the greatest boxer, one of the greatest boxers that ever put on a pair of boxing gloves, endorsed them. I know the history. I know the story behind Adrian. I got a call from the gentleman that was on here. This was in 2014. Ricardo Williams called me and said, man, we in town. I'm here with Twin. Come up there. I get up there. They introduced me to Gervonta. And he was, back then, Twin was saying, this my fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, this my fighter. I was like, oh, damn, Shorty, nice. I was watching him spar. He was nice. I saw him work. So I know the history behind the him giving him over to him, sending him over to that direction to Floyd, which is a great thing because it benefited. Not only is it benefiting Gervonta today, it's also benefiting who? Twin.
Yeah.
He like, man, my brother bring me in. He bigger than me. Adrian never made $50 million and shit like that in his career. He never made 50 million. He know how, in all due respect, good dude. He know how to make it look bigger than what it be. You dig what I'm saying? So to go back, and I'm listening to AB talking like, man, my little brother bigger than me, and he still treat me like my big brother, like I'm the big brother. But he's just, all that shit end up recycling itself. For real, AB recycled and saved himself from you know what I'm saying? Because his career is down to the wire. Yeah. So for him to bring him in his camp and bring him with his team, it all end up panning out on the back end. Okay, you don't have to have a good personal relationship with a person to make good money.
Correct.
And when it boils down to this business, I don't give a. I put people on here. I'm gonna tell people right now. I bring people on here, and I brought people in I can't fucking stand. Mm-hmm. But I still bring them because I know good business. I don't take it personal. So I bring people on here that I don't like all the time. Different sets, different shows. I do it because it's the bottom line is first and foremost. So good business is first and foremost. Floyd might not be a likable person, but he can get you paid like a motherfucker if you listen and follow the system. The man created a new system. You wouldn't make, none of these fighters would be making none of the goddamn money they make today if Floyd didn't break the barrier from the guy, what's his name? Bob Earn. You'd be a goddamn slave still to this sport. To today, if it wasn't for Floyd breaking the goddamn barriers of being an independent champion. Mm-hmm. Y'all getting paid more money than you ever got. And all you fighters deserve to give the respect, to give the goddamn praise to Floyd Mayweather for freeing fighters. Fighters, I know 90, he ain't holding them back. They holding themselves back. You got to market yourself. You got to put yourself out there. They holding themselves back. They can't put that on Floyd. And the guys that come from them other camps, they ain't marketable.
We're not talking about the marketable.
And I'm gonna say this to you: you gotta create. I tell, like I said in the beginning, Floyd is not a developing promotional company. If you coming in a joint with no fights and you go to Floyd, you a fool your goddamn self. Yeah. You shouldn't go to Floyd Mayweather because he don't develop fighters. He don't know how to. He ain't ever developed. He wasn't, when he became a promoter for himself, he was already developed. You think he gonna bring it? You think he knows how to develop a fighter? He doesn't. He's in the business of being the A side. You notice how they work the system with Tank. All they know how to do is to have the upper hand. That's how they negotiate. That's the only way they know how to negotiate. They don't know how to negotiate from the B side at all. You dig what I'm saying, y'all? They do not know how to negotiate from the B side. They only know how to negotiate with leverage. That's the way the Mayweather camp operates. And they only did it with him, and they doing it with Tank. All them other fighters, they don't know how to move in their capacity.
They don't know how to move.
They're not used to being that, oh man, I can't get this, I can't dominate that. They're not going to negotiate for none of them other fighters unless they are created to be A-side fighters. And we got to accept that. Floyd Mayweather and them is the dominant promotional company for dominant champions. Once you reach that level, you go to them. Once you become 20-0 and the whole world know who you are, you run your ass straight to them. Until then, stick with Bob, go to Matchroom, go to them other companies, stick with them because they gonna develop you into when Floyd can call your phone. Because when Floyd became that dominant champion, somebody was holding his goddamn hand before that on the B side. They don't know. It's foreign to them to operate on the B side. They don't know how to do it. And that's what that's how I feel about this whole thing. Don't sign with him if you just coming out of the Olympics. Don't stay. The smart ones, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd flew all the way over there overseas to get him. You think he went with him? Fuck no. You know why? Because he don't know how to develop fighters. You know who told him that? You know who told him that?
Andre Ward.
And who else?
AB, right?
Who told Andre Ward?
Hold up. I just saw that today. Was that
you know
AB?
who told him that?
Oh,
his manager, Jay Prince.
Jay Prince. I wanted to say Jay Prince, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to just throw some random name out.
Jay Prince said he knows he is not a developing promotional company. Don't stay away from him. I know the name sounds good to Joe and him. You saw what he did to Tank. Tank got a motherfucking punch that make everybody sit down and cut on the TV. Not a hard sell. Plus I can keep him on the A side. And I ain't got to have him fighting for 50 world titles to do it. I ain't got to even try to get all the titles to do it, and he's still gonna be on the A side because everybody draws to this knockout artist.
I don't disagree with nothing that you said, but you diverged off a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you I feel why. I'm gonna tell you why I feel that way.
Listen, hold on. I stuck to everything I said. All I said to you was this one thing. This is my main topic. I don't never diverge. My main topic is listen. My main topic is this. You want to be a world champion? I mean, you want to get a good deal and you're not a developed champion, stay away from them. If you are a household name and if I can take you and get 2 knockouts from you and know you're going to win, and the people draw to him instantly because of the talent that he had. How many fights did Tank have when he went with Floyd now?
I don't think he was double digits yet. He was at least 8 or 9, I want to say. No, when he went over, because I remember he fought, I think his last, he was a 7, 8, or 9-0.
Okay. So did the development stages of him was very simple, right? All he did was he saw a talented young man with knockout power, made him an instant house in 2 fights. He can't do that with all them other dudes, man. They ain't that talented.
That's fine.
That's a rare breed. That's a swan trying to make a duck a swan, man.
That's fine. I don't disagree with none of that. But you cannot. I don't care if you're Floyd. I don't care who you are. This is a guy who will sit there. He snatched Carmel Moulton before he got to the airport while this kid was about to go fight another country on the USA team and said, we signing you right now. Remember, this is a kid who came up in that gym. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a relationship there. You know, guys like Cash Flow Diaz, Floyd Diaz, Carmel Moulton, they came up in that gym out of it. Cool. You cannot at all sit there and say, oh, I want to sign you. Now, of course, when you're out there in public, you're going to say, yeah, come to Mayweather Promotions, come to this. Of course, you're going to promote your company. I ain't knocking it. But if you're going to do that, then actually sit there and not promote your strippers more than you promote your fighter. You supposed to sit there and tell your fighter, hey, the game is now. It ain't like back in the old days where when you were a fighter, you don't walk around boasting about it and keep stuff silent, whatever. Mm-hmm. Now you gotta promote yourself. You gotta put this out. You gotta sit there. You can still be humble, but you gotta promote yourself. But you supposed to also sit there and use, okay, this kid got, you guys said how many followers we got. Let's say this kid got 100,000. Let's just throw that number out there, 100,000 followers. Mm-hmm. And Floyd has over 1 million. You are now supposed to share that and put that on your page and push this kid. Mm-hmm. Another kid just left him who we didn't even know that barely knew that was on this guy's roster. You sit there, and then when you do have a kid that fights for you, you get in the middle of the interview and take the shine from this kid that you want to put on a pedestal.
You just basically saying what I'm saying. He's not a developing company. That's my point. He's not going to develop you. You going to develop? You got to come develop. Damn near when you dealing with him. You just answered my point. You like why he ain't putting them on the website? He's not going to do that. He's not a developing company. He's not going to do that.
But see, he's not that's the going thing, to. Though. But see, he do that with Carmel. He posts Carmel all the time.
But listen to this.
It's like he pick and choose. Though.
How many years have they? How many years have they been building Camille on? Yeah. I don't know about none of no other amateur fighter in years but him. Since he was about 14, 15 goddamn years old. That boy developed his own following base since he was a kid. So how many followers he got? Can you look it up? See how many followers he got? Or I could do it. How many followers he got?
And that's fine. But you can't sit there. You got these guys, and every last one of them, their same thing was, you telling me this is the system.
You got what?
You telling me 537.
538,000 followers.
Yeah.
God damn. Man,
you can't
I need to cut you off. I was thinking 120, man. I thought that was a lot. 500 and something. How many fights he got?
3-0.
3
KOs.
3-0 with 500 something. Floyd should have damn right signed him while he was goddamn in the Junior Olympics with 500 something goddamn followers. Like I say again, that's leverage that puts you in the A. That puts you as a what? That might put you on the A side easier with 500 followers. I can go to the negotiation tables and win that race. I told you, like I said to y'all before, Floyd and them they are uncomfortable being on the B side of anything. They don't know how to negotiate from the B side. That's their only leverage. You don't hear him say it all the time. If y'all ever listen to my guy from DC, man, y'all ever listen to him speak? What he do? He always say, "What we gonna get? We gonna get this. We taking that." Why y'all think that rehydration clause is being thrown out there? They don't be giving a fuck about that shit for real. They just be trying to fuck with they fucking what? Their opponent. And the opponents in the promotional company, they be belittling them intentionally. They don't know how to negotiate from the B side, JR. That's all I'm saying. Now, far as that, look, I agree with you.
Hold up, so you thought he had 120 something, you said?
I thought he had like 100-some thousand followers. I thought it was
Jaleel got 115.
I know that. I know he got a lot of followers. 500,000 fucking followers is fucking leverage. It's leverage. That's what my point is this. I know him through what? Social media. I never met Shorty before. I don't know him from a can of paint. I'm not. He from Vegas, ain't we? From Vegas. And me over here, they ain't been in the fight game in 30 years. Know him? That tell you something. That tell you something.
Then why? Oh, sorry, Oshi.
Go ahead, you got it, brother. I ain't mean you got it now, bro. I'm gonna let you go.
Then why sign these fighters? If you're saying don't sit these guys down, ask them to come to your gym, ask them to do doghouse sparring, see, oh yeah, I'ma sign them, and then say to them, because it's different guys out there heard it. This is what it is. He tells you this the system. He tells you follow what he tells you to do, and he gonna put you on this. He gonna put you in this fight, put you in this fight. And every single one of the fighters, their main reason for leaving is they felt like they was on the show. Every last one, all the way back to Josue Vargas, it was, I wasn't getting enough fights. He was throwing these cards, and I'm not even fighting this one. Even look at Kamel. He threw Kamel out there. Kamel fought like back-to-back months, I want to say. I think it was back-to-back months. Then he fought that last fight. Now, he hasn't tried to throw him on any cards. Jalil has literally said on multiple, I want to say, definitely the boxing voice, but I think it was another interview where he said, everything was fine, but I just wanted some fights. The only fights I was getting was through my relationship with Tank and Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny. I wasn't getting, all I wanted was some fights. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't feeling like, it wasn't nothing that I felt bothered by. But get me some fights so I could get to the point that you saying that you want me to follow. I'm following everything you're telling me to do. I'm following this system. You want me to get to this system so we can make this money and recoup and do all this other stuff. Then get me to it. Get me to the WBC USNBC belt.
Listen to this though. Most of those guys that got those deals with Mayweather Promotions, the one I know for sure got it through. When Tank got his deal, he went directly to who?
When Tank got his deal?
When Tank got his deal with Floyd Mayweather, who specifically went for him? Nah.
Oh,
Floyd. Floyd dealt with him directly.
Josue as well. You know, Jalil,
Jalil went through other sources when he got his deal.
Sparring session, right? He sparred Tank. Everybody saw it, and then that's when they took him to Floyd.
It was another party in between that mix to get that deal.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of these times it be Floyd. A lot of these guys, I mean, they be with Floyd Mayweather Promotions, but he don't be hands on all the time with them like he was with Tank. Some of them do. He specifically went. Some of these guys scouted for Floyd.
Yeah, of course. I know a couple.
Floyd went and got Tank when AB introduced that boy. He kept him and shit. We heard about him damn near the next day that he was signed with him. Floyd kept him everywhere he went. He saw something. He saw a marketable. And like I say again,
it's something about that style that Floyd like, because he done signed about 4 or 5 little mini Tanks.
The same goddamn style. My point is this, though, man. This is all I'm saying, and I agree with you, JR. I want you to understand that too. I agree with you with the lack of support that could be used. I agree with that, but I got two. My mind be, I'm not diverting or whatever you said earlier.
Yes, sir.
My mind goes from fighter to promoter instantly, right? I'm a businessman first in real life. So as a businessman, and I'm used to having leverage in the negotiation tables, right? I've had these negotiation leverages since I was the fighter. But like I say, Floyd had those negotiation powers after the Oscar De La Hoya fight. From there down on, that's what he's accustomed to doing Before that, he never was at the negotiation table. Bob Earn was at the negotiation table for him as a B-side fighter. When he went to the negotiating table against Oscar De La Hoya, he was a B-side. He had to accept everything Oscar wanted.
Oscar threw at him.
He had to accept it all. So I'm not making excuses for Floyd. I'm just stating what I believe is an issue because he does not know how to negotiate from the B side as well as develop a fighter. Floyd is any fighter out there, and you run the Floyd Mayweather for a deal, he does not know how to develop you. And he don't have time to develop you. Don't go to him. I'm going to tell you that now. Do not go to Floyd Mayweather if you're trying to get developed into a champion, or it's not going to work that way.
You need to get a team, though.
Get a team.
There's a lot of young guys that's going to run and take that chance to sign with Floyd. If you know, you should have a team of folks that's going, all right, look, there's matchmakers. Okay, we're going to put these folks on these cards, on some local cards out Vegas. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Just put folks on some fights. Give folks some fights. You know, you got Bammers with you got folks who got 3, 4 fights, and now they fighting once a year. Once every, you know what I'm saying? They need to be fighting 4 or 5 times a year at that stage of their careers. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah, but you can't move them like you moved you in your last few years. You can't move a young fighter like that.
You can't do it.
And you gotta stay busy.
And that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, that's what he's accustomed to doing. He doesn't know how to negotiate no other direction, y'all. That's what I'm saying. He's not good at negotiating from that status. He's not going to develop them guys. He don't know how to. Yeah. And that's my point. That's my point in this whole. I think
we all saying the same thing, just different.
We all are. And I don't. Hey, JR, I don't disagree with nothing you stated. I thought it was a very great point that you stated that he do promote. And you gotta look at it like this. He has so many different businesses, right? He got so many other different businesses. Guys like that ain't gonna be sitting around trying to build nobody's record up, man. You go get that shit built up and you go to him with a 20-20 knockout record ratio, and then you go to him.
Come to him with the leverage. Come to him with the leverage.
He's gonna do good by you when you do that. Like, if you leave and you go to him by that time.
Never join him. If you leave, he gonna fuck you. In the end, that's just Floyd. He can take it personal. I know him. He'll take it personal. But if you come in that joint already developed in some form of fashion, superstarism, fight, do everything you're supposed to do. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do no shit out there in the streets. Living a good life, winning. The people, the buzz is coming to him. Floyd, like, who's this kid, man? I need to go see him. Down, I negotiate. We get him a world title like he did Tank. We get him a world title, then we make him the A side. We give him the WBA, the second one. You know, we ain't got to give him the first one. We just need to say you're world champion. Floyd know that side. He know the belts don't mean shit anyway. So he know how to get you a title and then make you an A side fighter. Now and then get you on pay-per-view, fight somebody and use his name. Then that's when he start doing that shit. That's when he start doing that. That's when he started pushing that. When he got you already with the leverage on that level. It's business first. You got to know who, as a fighter, it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to make yourself a marketable fighter. That's not the promoter's job. That's your job. That's any business. I don't care if you're a fucking football player, tennis player. Your duties is to make yourself marketable. Fighters need to understand that. Now, the Jaleel situation, I don't like the way they was doing him. I agree. We was all pissed. We always said something about how he was never getting fights. I remember seeing him fight on the card at the DC arena, sports arena, and I was like, well, he should fight here on a regular because he had a good. I think that was the biggest crowd I've seen since I've been there. Was the fight with Jaleel had there. That was the biggest crowd there, in all the fights I've seen there. So he is marketable.
I'm about to say he marketable, like he get talked about nationally and everything.
Nationally marketable. It's just he went with them with his pro debut. He signed with him instantly. He didn't know that they are not a developing promotional company, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't think Floyd and them knows how to negotiate from that level. Bob Arum does. Bob Arum developed so many world champions from the bottom up. That's what he do. That's what he do. Drake's been through that era with him from the bottom up. Some of them guys.
All up.
He probably the only one I really know. Don King wasn't. It's not even a developing fight. He don't develop champions. When have y'all know Don King to develop somebody from the root on way up? By the time by the time Don King got to you was 20-0. Some of you guys.
Yeah, even Overcar. Remember, Overcar was a prodigy. He got to him, like, I want to say 17, 18-0.
Mike Tyson, same thing.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was already developed. Yeah. You got to know which promoter to go to develop you. It's developing just like a boxing trainer. You got to know which type of trainer to go to that does what's best for you. Promotional companies the same way. You got to know what they're great at. They're not a developing. Sure. All companies are not developing companies.
Pretty sure I said on here I would only bring a fighter if I'm a sign early. I'm only signing with like Top Rank. I mean, other than that,
I'm going to Top Rank.
I wouldn't sign with nobody else. I would just be independent early and then go that way. I'm not signing with Floyd or them, but
nah.
And with Eddie, you don't have to be fighting over in UK too much. I wouldn't mind that, but Eddie getting to a point where it's like
he can develop.
He moving folks now. He developing some folks now, but PBC and Floyd, y'all ain't.
Nah.
I come to y'all later when I want to bet.
Prime example, our fighter here, our world champion to come from here. Jerry Harris was about 18-0 once he signed to PBC.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or wrong?
15, 16-0. Yeah.
I remember when he got the deal, when he was telling me that he was
me too.
tapes to them and stuff like that.
I got a funny story about that too.
So my point is this. He went to he was developed, and they got him developed, knocking out all those guys 15-0, 16-0, and now they know how to negotiate with him. That's the way it is, man. Stay the hell away from Floyd and them until you develop yourself. Now, them little guys that come up under him, them little guys, why you think Devin ain't signed with? Why y'all think Devin and them ain't signed with them?
Because it would have took him 16 years to get 16 fights.
Exactly. Why you think Devin didn't sign with these people? He was in the gym with them every day.
Yeah.
He knew that wasn't the right move to make.
He had the OGs. He had the OGs around telling them, like,
man, y'all got money. Y'all, and two, they had enough money to where, which we've seen even through him at the top, where, like, when he fights older champions, when he was making his way up the ladder, like, he had the money to pay these guys to get them on the card to do. He didn't need, man, I got to get a promoter because I need that funding. Devin didn't need. He had his own. He didn't need that.
He didn't need him. He could develop himself. He knew that Floyd was not a developing promoter. If I'm in the gym every day, I'm sitting around guys like Ishay and those. My good brother Ishay, good brother, was on the show plenty of time. Ishay he gonna tell you what's going on, up straight up.
Oh, what? Ishay Smith, man, I remember one post he made.
He don't give a but there's a lot of them guys in there wasn't. I mean, he didn't develop them into you know what I'm saying? He owed Ishay because Ishay was the one who welcomed him to Vegas to get him a title. You know what I'm saying? So it had to happen because Ishay, you know what I'm saying? He don't forget shit like that. That's one thing about Floyd. He don't forget shit like that though. You know what I'm saying? Little small shit like that. But yeah, I just think, man, if Jaleel gonna be a world champion, he got the
style.
He got it. He gonna be a world champion easily. He got the style. I look at him. He's a dominant fighter. and he's well disciplined. His father done a hell of a job with him. I got nothing but respect for his father, man. I could call his father off the break and get him on the show, and his father always opens the door with open arms for us, man. So, man, I know he's gonna be a champion. I just the Mayweather camp is not a developing camp, in my opinion. That's all. That's all.
But speaking of Mayweather, got something I wanted to bring up because it sort of pissed me off with Mayweather. It's not about Mayweather.
Okay.
Mayweather actually said something I agreed with or whatever, but the guy who wrote an article on Boxing News 24.
Oh, yeah.
Named Dan Ambrose. Yeah, I'm going to call you out on this one, my boy.
Yeah, I'm going to let you start that off, JR. Tackle this one for me, man.
Well, Mayweather came out and labeled Tank Davis as the biggest puncher and Shakur Stevenson as the most skillful at 135, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Mayweather came out. He said, he came on Come Talk to Me and said that, Tank was the biggest puncher at 135. And who's going to argue with that, right? And said that Shakur, he's the most skilled, hands down, right?
Okay.
But the most skillful fighter at 35 is Shakur Stevenson, hands down, right?
Okay.
This guy, Dan Ambrose, said, regarding a fighter with actual skills who isn't afraid to engage, Vasily Lomachenko is number one at lightweight. Shakur is far down in the skills department list because his main thing is movement. He doesn't do much of anything else, right? So then he gives his list of the most skilled at 135. His list is Vasily Lomachenko, Dennis Berinchik, Andy Cruz, Gervonta, Maxie Hughes, Raymond Murataya, Edwin De Los Santos, Nahir Albright, Giovanni Cabrera, and then Shakur at 10. So, what y'all think about his list?
Right complexion to get the connection.
Hey, Slim. When I tell you, first of all, you got Shakur under the dude that he beat with one hand. How's he under De Los Santos? He beat this De Los Santos with one hand. And I like De Los Santos. I think good. But he beat that man with one hand. Berinchik wasn't even known until last week.
There's some good artesian water.
Hey, Jay, I'm going to let you tackle this one, man. I'm going to be quiet on this one.
Nah, you should call fan, man. You should call number one fan.
You already know what I feel about Shakur. That's the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
You
already know what I feel.
And who was number one?
Lomachenko.
Of course. That's all you need to know about the list. I hate to pull it like that, but I'm going to put it like that. Right complexion to get the connection. You know this kid. Just last night, we were on here, and I said how this kid was the skinny little kid coming out the Olympics, and they took their time and developed his body into what you see now. And you started to see him breaking these guys down. Stopped two of the guys with body shots. Third one, he stopped on his feet. But then he hurts his hand. And he has to milk the clock. Now all he does is move.
Yeah.
Young fighters, if you are watching this, some of y'all may use it for motivation. You know, read the press clippings or whatever. But be careful with press clippings you read. Because this is a sport that we are in that we are the minority in our own sport where we're the majority one thing. And what do I mean by that? I mean by that is that majority of the time you see the fighters. You're the one who does this. Your coach is a fighter, whatever. Well, now these days you got PE teachers being top coaches, but whatever. Staying on topic. But yet the ones who run the sport, all the way down to the ones who judge the sport, all the way down further to the ones who will write on the sport, never once been in the ring, sparred, trained. I think the only one I could think of off the top of my head that really was entrenched in the sport was Max Kellerman. Off the top of my head, Max Kellerman, who didn't compete but was in the gym. And you got these reporters who have the most to say and will crap on these fighters off of one performance instead of the totality of everything. Wouldn't you the first thing that they'll bring up if you've been losing or if you bring an opponent in his last 5 fights. Don't you hear that a lot of times when it's a fight card that he's this and this, his last 5 fights. But when you bringing up this kid, all you can think of is he's talking about De Los Santos. He's talking about De Los Santos. He's not talking about no other fight. Sure can't be talking about when he was a buck 30 fighting Joette and all them fights. There's no way he can be talking about that. Even if you're talking about the Valdez fight, he would sit there and play. He would move, and plant his foot right there in front of Valdez.
He was right there. Couldn't touch him. He was in the pocket. He was in the pocket. Yeah.
And so I remember Shakur saying, like, man, these people saying this, that, and the third, about me, whatever. And then he started cracking youngins. He started stopping dudes with body shots. He started hurting guys. Started getting fights stopped. Mercy stoppages. And yet and still now, the first thing you bring up is basically your reference is the De Los Santos fight. But the irony is, Lomachenko. I love me some Lomachenko. But Lomachenko has had the skids were greased for him. And what I mean by that is, about this fight game is, he will always have some writer say something good on him. I don't care what it is. He could lose, whatever. Somebody gonna say something good about Lomachenko. I remember when ESPN was posting him ringside, and they put that he was undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Y'all saw that too?
Undisputed. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I'm like, what? No shame in the loss,
but I remember that. Yeah.
And I'm like, you mean to tell me because this guy who, mind you, has been fighting longer than Shakur, has been in more worlds. He's fighting at more world title rounds than total rounds. That's Shakur's fault. And you want to sit there and throw this out there. If this guy would have said, man, it's a toss up with your 1 and 2, you can't go wrong, either Shakur or Loma. I'm good with that. Because whatever whatever your taste buds is cool with. Like, you know what? This one, whatever. But you literally threw guys in front of this kid that he smoked. I'm not knocking De Los Santos. But in my opinion, you talking to a guy who's been in the ring who literally they threw me in there and said, hit him in the hands. I said, wait, his hand hurt. How his hand hurt? He said, I don't care, hit him in the hands.
Dang.
And yes, I'll never forget that jump. They said, you doing defense with Allen Russell, Allen hand and shoulder was still healing. That meant Williams hit him in the hand. I said, no, I ain't gonna hit him in the hand. This ain't healing. He got a tournament in like 2 weeks. He said, nah, hit him in the hand. Like, what the? And if you're De Los Santos is explosive. Very, fast, hard punches, explosive. You supposed to be, by the time you got to round 4, you supposed to know he not even throwing his right hand. He's damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mine. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. Like you posted, I got you. Like it's sad for people in there. That's gonna sound barbaric, but that's literally how primal it is. Like, oh yeah, I gotta get him. I gotta get him. You were playing with him. You were in there letting Shakur move all around the ring. You were sitting there doing shuffles and sashaying and salsa into the corner and sitting there letting them circle around and turn like, hey, the crowd is going. You don't want to engage. So, you know what? I'm going to cut this ring off and jump on. You can go ahead and sidestep all you want to. Sooner or later, I'm going to cut you off and land an overhand right. So he didn't even try. It wasn't even, Shakur wasn't even showing the right hand.
Yeah.
Like certain times for people who don't know, when you hurt your hand, you might go 2-3 rounds where you can't throw it. It hurts. And then the weirdest thing happens. It numbs up. And when it numbs up, you can throw it as hard as you want. Now you're gonna deal with it later. when they pry that glove off, you're gonna deal with it later. But when it's numb, you could throw it. You can throw it as hard as you want. And sometimes with guys in that hurting part before it numbs, they show it. They faint with it, or they
fake it.
Boom, man, or they sit there and throw it halfway, like touch, then throw. He didn't do it. All you saw Shakur do was, he wouldn't even show the brick. Wouldn't even show the brick. So if he's not showing the brick, then you let him off the hook, in my opinion, and you put these guys that he done beat over top of him. Help me understand.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Sound hatred to me. Sound like some hatred to me. Sound like you just like Rock'em Sock'em. You don't like. Yeah. You don't like he like, because I think later in the article what he said to be the most skillful you gotta be willing to stay in the pocket to be one of the best skilled fighters in the division, and he's unwilling to do that.
I disagree.
He doesn't seem to have the heart to stand and fight. Like, bro, you don't have to be that. You can move. You could be a mover.
I've seen Shakur sit down in the pocket.
I've seen him in the pocket. I was in the pocket with Valdez, like I said.
Most fighters like a Shakur, who has a similar style to many of the greats, Ray Leonard and things of that nature. Not identical. I'm talking about in terms of boxer, puncher, get out the way, get his shots off, and move around. Depend on the fight.
Hit and don't get hit. Don't nobody hit the man.
Nobody hit the man. Why? See what they want. Guess what they want is to beat our goddamn brains to death out here, and don't want that. They want to go back to the days of you getting your brains beaten in half and don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. So Shakur Stevenson is a masterful boxer. He can punch. He put them together. And he'll piece your ass up if you stay right there. If he do get in the pocket, trust me, he's gonna piece your ass up and you ain't gonna land nothing.
I want to see. I want to see the him and Loma joint, man.
No, they're not gonna make that fight happen now, because Shakur will have to, like, of course, Loma's wouldn't mind stepping in and pivoting, but they're gonna have to engage, and I don't know if people gonna think that that's gonna happen.
That'd be a good
but this
fight.
is my thing. For us, that's a good fight.
Yeah, the casuals wouldn't appreciate that. Just like the beauty of Rigondeaux's fight.
Yeah, Rigondeaux.
Casuals like, I don't want to see this. I'm like, what?
We've saying, what?
I'm gonna give y'all a little tidbit. I never forget. Andre Wood was on, I think, the Joe Rogan podcast, and he said it was this one detractor he always had. Always had this one detractor. And he said, I forget what fight he said, but he said the post-fight Virgil song. And he said, sir, you got kids? He said, yeah. You got a son? Yeah. He said, would you want him to box? He said, sure. He said, okay, you walk into a gym and you see two trainers. And you bring them to one trainer. And if one trainer says, hey, I don't know much about moving all that stuff, but he gonna be action packed, he gonna be tough, he gonna take, he's gonna take two to land one, and And then he said he got the other trainer on the other side that helps him, but he's on the other side of the gym, and he says, "Look, I mastered this art. I've done this art. It's going to be some fights where he's going to have to dig deep and fight, but I don't want him to take no unnecessary punishment. I'm going to teach him how to box and move, and not take stupid chances. Who
That's
you
right.
putting your son with?
Yeah.
The second
Who
one.
you putting your son with?" And I remember a promoter telling me this story, and I'm not gonna say the promoter's name. I never forget this. He said, "Man, it was this white boy that they had, and this white boy was strong, And so he go to his barber to sign him, and he said, 'Look, man, your son, your son was gonna go do road work.' He said, 'Man, your son, man, he ain't got that much boxing ability, but he can punch, and he got the right complexion to get the connection.' He said, 'We're gonna make some money off your son. He gonna be plumb fucking retarded when it's over, but we gonna make some money. We gonna make some money, then so you can take care of him after it's over with.'" Dog. And as funny as that story is, that's how raw it get, yo. I swear.
Dude, gotta be honest though in this sport though. I love honesty, man, and root honesty, man. Damn. That was a good one. God damn.
Man, I swear.
I want to answer
I
this.
swear.
This guy had a question right here, man, which is a great question. You think Ant Peterson is marketable enough? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But he got blackballed, in my opinion.
Yeah, something he done blackballed him for a reason.
Yeah.
It was something. I don't know what it is. Hey, after that Bam fight, and the thing was though, them boys were tired of that narrative about they were homeless and everything. Because I remember their last fight on ESPN2, they was fighting on ESPN2 non-stop.
Yeah.
And before every fight, they had them take them through DC, back to this, back to that, and showing me over each fight instead of just running the same thing again, or just interviewing them. And I remember they said, "This is the last time we doing this. I ain't coming back to this again."
Yeah.
And they got to HBO. They had fought on HBO a couple times, fought on Showbox a couple times. And I don't know what it was about that Bam fight, but ever since that fight, it's like he can't catch a break. You'll see him get on a ball where he's fighting consistently on TV, fighting Dominguez, fighting Rosario, fighting like some good guys and beating them on the PBC cards and all of a sudden another black ball again. Now all of a sudden and the thing is though that's bothering me about Anthony Peterson, I want to say this, is that he's not getting called. Like sometimes fights get canceled on the day of the fight. Like sometimes some guys go AWOL. It do happen like that. But this stuff happened to him 4 or 5 straight times where on the day of the weigh-in or the day of the fight, all of a sudden, nah, you're not fighting no more. Now, like each time all of a sudden, now this guy getting taken out. Like I don't know, man.
He definitely stated. He did say a couple of days ago he ain't retired. He never said he retired. So he never stated he retired. So we all will know that he never stated he retired. I think the solution for my little brother is this, man. I think he should just go ahead and promote his own fights. Put the ball in his own court. He's smart enough to do it. He's a leader by nature.
We got nice sports and entertainment arena.
He's a leader. He can sell out an arena if he's a main event and you push it. I think he just need to promote his own fight cards until people recognize him again to the point where they can't duck it. The man record is one of the best boxing records in DC fucking history, let alone just as a fighter. His record alone is what is his record, like 40 something and 39 and 1 or 2
and 1.
It's a hell of a record. Somebody not to recognize him as being one of the top 10 in the country, and he could beat damn near everybody on the list of the top 10 right now.
Yeah, 39-1-1.
39-1-1. He can, right now.
And the one was the DQ.
Yep. He didn't even really lose that fight technically. So, do he still got it? Hell yeah. Stay lived in the gym, lives in the gym, runs, works out every day, still got it. But I think it's just self-promote, man. I think that's the next move which should be made is start their own promotion. Him and Lamont should start a promotional company and put the ball in their fate, in their own destiny, set their own destiny, and control it. You know, I think that'd be the next great move for them is him and Lamont partner up and create a Peterson Promotions or something like that, and build them up 10 more fights, 5 more fights. That's all you need, about 5 more fights. And then somebody gonna have to give him a call and give him a chance and a shot. He deserved one, man. The man dedicated his whole goddamn life to this thing. I was there when he started, when I first saw them at the fights. Little boys at the fights. Watching me go when I first turned open. That's when he found out what the word open meant during that time. You know what I'm saying? And he deserved it. They dedicated their whole goddamn life to this sport, and they deserve something in return for it. Especially, and Lamont somewhat got his, and no, he got title shots and things of that nature. It's Anthony's time.
He deserved more.
Yeah, he deserved more. He do. Money-wise and all. But Anthony's his time to get his too. He deserved it. He was dead. He gave his all to the sport. Give him his goddamn flowers and his money, and get him some fights. Yeah, what's next, C's? Anything else?
We just want to talk about this Wilder fight, man. Wilder fighting Zilly Zhang this weekend on the 5v5 match room versus Queensberry card or whatever on the zone. So
oh boy.
Yeah, man. What you think about the fight though? What y'all thinking about?
I ain't going first. I ain't going first. I'm a little nervous, bro.
I'm at Deontay, man, is not one of the fighters I could predict, man. I've never been good at predicting his fights ever, man. I've never been good at predicting this man fights, man. I just can't predict that style, you know. I'm unable to.
It's a luck in the draw. Like, is he gonna catch him or is he not?
Is he gonna catch him with the right hand? Is he gonna try to box? Or that boxing shit ain't working for him because he ain't a boxer.
It's too late.
Too late for that. So.
Old dog, baby boy, you got to catch these dudes.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. The only fight I think makes sense right now for him is him and Anthony Joshua. Close it out with them two dudes. They been should have fought. They fucking wasted time and never fought each other. Could have made them a quick $100 million a piece off that damn fight. At least 50 a piece. They could have made off that fight when they both were champions. But they bullshitted around, never fought each other. And look now, both of them took L's and they stock went down. But I still think that's a fight that people pay to see more. They will still pay to see that fight,
especially over that side. Like
over that side, yeah.
UK or Saudi, like they love they seem to like seeing Wilder over there, and they love Joshua over there. So
yeah.
But I don't know, man. I still, like I said, I still want to see. I hope he win. I mean, I still want to see him and Usyk, Joe, as well. I mean, I don't know if he beat him.
Usyk ducking him.
Usyk been ducking him for years.
Usyk beat the hell out of him.
Oh, man. Like I said, Usyk might beat him. Usyk will probably beat him. Usyk probably will beat him, right? But for all it's worth, I want to see Wilder go out with that shot, one last shot at undisputed or whatever, getting all them belts, man. I want to see him
get that ass.
I want to see him but when he going out anyway, right? He on his way out the door.
He said,
you know what I'm saying?
Is it true that you was telling me, I think earlier, if he lose this fight, he
retiring, said if he lose, he's retiring. Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be our next question: is the significance of this fight for both because both of them they both need this fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They both like this, both of their last chances. So Zhang, like what, 40? Like 38. Like
About
yeah,
38?
like 38. Yeah. Damn. So they both on their last. This both of their last chance. So this that's what makes this fight real interesting. Because it's both of their last shot. To really.
I think I'm gonna say this though. That's what I was saying earlier. I think if he do lose, he can retire. But I think him and Anthony Joshua should fight before he retire. Go ahead, because you remember when Holyfield and Mike Tyson, they both was lost, right? Mm-hmm. They both lost. One lost to Bo. Mike Tyson, who did he lose to? I know Mike Tyson stock was not as high. Even though he came home from jail, he still got 50 when he first came home fighting the bum.
Yeah, man, what?
But when Holyfield and him, they both took L's, and they still was able to accumulate $100 million fight. I think that's the same thing. And I'm not putting, let me say this before I say anything else. I'm not putting them on the Holyfield Mike Tyson level, y'all. Not by far, okay?
Who would think that?
People would do that though, bro. People would do that, man.
You say something and people be like, "You comparing this to this?" Like, no, that's not what that.
So this, especially in the social media age, you gotta clarify immediately with certain people, right? Yeah. But I think that fight's still a big payday for both of them too, because people always wanted to see that. That's like Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. If they would have fought, they would have made some money, a good money if they would have fought each other. It's just
wasn't having that.
They need to go ahead and do that in Wembley.
Yeah. Go ahead and fight. Go ahead and fight. Go ahead and fight them two. I think it's still a big mega fight, in my opinion. Even if Wilder loses this fight.
It's man, yo. He ain't gotta move as much. Just use your long pick, catch your form, drop the brick, hook off the jab brick. You ain't gotta do a lot of moving unless you have to. But the first 4 rounds are gonna be critical. That's all I can say, because Zhang has had a history of running out of gas.
Yeah.
Right.
Round 4, at the end of 4. He ran out of gas around after 6, his last fight. So it was like, okay, let's see if he can. And at the same time, if we got also wonder, is the referee gonna allow Deontay to step to the side and do this like he does?
Right.
Keep it move. If he doesn't allow that, we all know his defense is only lean and he stretches straight up instead of tucking and catching. And that could be a very dangerous thing. But he done made some money.
They did.
He done made a lot of money. He got plenty of money to take care of all them kids he got.
Yep.
And he got enough land. Yeah. He got enough land.
Got a statue, man. Dude got a statue, man.
This guy was not supposed to make it to the Olympic team.
Right,
this guy, I never forget that conversation with Saddam Ali, man. And this dude made it to where he made it to. All these guys on the team got hundreds of fights, hundreds of wins, and this dude with 20 so none of them got a medal. None of them placed on the podium that year. Right. But Big Country came with a bronze. Like, that's the wildest jump I have ever seen in the amateurs for me when it came to the Olympics. Like, how? So it's just gonna be interesting to see. But I got a topic I want to ask y'all. Where is boxing going? What are we gonna do? Like, there's no Showtime, there's no HBO. They took PBC off. They tried that BS with moving PBC to Amazon Prime. Yeah. We saw how that looked. You're gonna tell people on Amazon Prime already have a subscription to then order
Bye.
this as
Yeah,
well.
that's where it's going. That's where
And
it's
then you
going.
got
Netflix.
and then you got the Jake Paul thing, which is a
Netflix.
great card. I care more about the undercard than I do about whatever the main event is.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's on Netflix.
On Netflix. That's where it's
That
going.
just sounds so. It just I'm sorry. It just I can't fathom that. Like how you're gonna put. I just can't imagine fights
Yeah.
not being on regular
You double
TV and
paying now.
going to an app.
You double paying now. It's going
Listen
to
to this,
apps.
fellas.
It's
You had
crazy.
the question. I like your question. It was a great question, and I got an answer for the question. Um, where is the typewriter at right now today?
Obsolete, right?
Hey yo, I'm done.
Answer the question. Where's the typewriter at today?
Obsolete.
It's downstairs.
So, so where's the
Yes, the Betamax or the VCR.
the VCR at right now today? You should
Record player.
watch on the VCR.
Record player.
Man. No. Remember when you used to take the VCR, try to connect it to the TV, and then record it from the TV to the tape? Oh my goodness!
Where's the 8-track at?
Yeah.
It's been replaced by what?
MP3s, and now your MP3 got taken away and put inside your phone.
Okay, so what's happening is the promotional companies are evolving with time.
But it's not the promotion. The networks are dying, and streaming is everything now. So
everything. So, but the promotional companies are the
Moving
ones
with
who
the-
have to move with it because
Yeah,
they
they're
are the
moving with
ones who determines where their audience got to go find what they need to be discovered. So, if Netflix is the new wave and everybody's running to Netflix and not running to cable, cable's really about to be obsolete too.
yeah, cable about to be done.
About to be done. I watch you change your shit over right in my face. See, I was like, damn, he's changed over from cable to the one
Yeah.
day. And he was, I think he's just getting off of cable though. So
Well, I ain't watch cable anyway.
now you
I
wasn't
just had
watching.
it.
I know you was watching.
I just had
God,
it. I
dang
ain't have it
man,
hooked
I
up.
watched my man, you know what I'm saying? He like shit, man, and I was like, man, shit, but he cut that shit off. But my point is, time evolves, right? So boxing has to figure out a way to evolve before it die with the. It don't want to die with Showtimes.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It don't want to die with HBO that died already, which is cable networked. So it has to evolve with time. Don't want to die with the typewriter.
But the
It don't want to
problem
die
is-
with the.
The problem with that is you can go to these streaming services. It's going to bring in more viewership that wants to see those fights. You don't have to charge me $80 to see the fight on top of me paying.
Exactly.
I agree
There
with
you
that.
go.
I have
You
a
know-
problem with that shit myself too. Now, I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
it's
lie.
like, why are you double charging me now? Like, okay, you going to the streaming service, you get a percentage off or something, and then like lower the price or something. You know what I'm saying? Figure out a way to where, okay, if you're a member of the streaming services, you might pay $20.
I dig it. I like that.
Thank you.
You know, and then if you're not, then you're paying $80. Okay, cool. Now that's gonna promote people to get the memberships.
Yeah.
So that's gonna help the streaming service. And then why don't you just charge like, okay, $20 each joint, each person is watching it. That's what you charging Netflix or whatever. So you getting your money off that. They getting
Right.
their money off the memberships. Everybody eating.
I'm
Yeah,
with
I
it.
get it.
We talked about that before already in the past about that. I'm with that. What you said. I think it's unfairly to the fans, to the fans to be double charged and to be I agree with that. Now the business practices can change. You know what I'm saying? They got to figure out a way to evolve the business practices.
I hope they start throwing free shows, free cards, cards like just regular cards, like on what you call it. It's crazy because you got the NFL on there. Y'all ain't charging for that.
No, they
exactly.
Not. But you charging for the boxing jump.
That's where I was going. I honestly believe. See, it needs to go back. Just go back and look at your past and see what can you do. What I mean by that is you can't sit there and not convince me that ESPN, which is still throwing fights, wouldn't have, but I get it, they're gonna have a loyalty to Top Rank. Okay, so where else can we go? Let's try Vice TV. Let's try USA Network. Let's go back to USA days. Let's go back to.
What was it? Used to be on like True TV, Spike TV.
Yeah, True TV, Spike TV. Yep. It's like, okay, let's do this. Let's try to move it to what channel where it can go to and it's gonna make sense. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they're doing that. They have to do that because I feel like they were losing money with Showtime. They were losing money with HBO. I get it, but I still feel like you could have figured out a way to where, we're losing money this way, so we have to do it this way, and still kept it there because that's still a staple. You're gonna tell these people Netflix ain't known for no damn boxing. No. Hulu ain't known for no damn boxing documentary. Yeah. I'm cool with that, but that don't make sense. So it's like, okay, we don't want to fall off. Okay, we get that. But we can't sit there and charge people because remember when the zone started, it got laughed at. Mm-hmm. He was like, man, and then Canelo kind of made it solidified, I guess. Yeah. Then he left and came back. And remember when they was like, just $10. Then it went up to 20. Then it went up to
now it's 150. Yeah.
150 for 12 months, and you won't get this, and and you actually save $60 and that type of mess. To me, I like the zone, but how many times you don't watch your boxing and switch from channel to channel in between the build up? Mm-hmm. You can't even do that with these streaming. You can do that. You gotta log back on.
You gotta go out,
Streaming, you can't do that mess, man. And some people take their phones and do smart play, where you connect your phone to the big screen. And you can't. What you? Oh, my phone ring. Hold on. It just looks weird. You have to go back and be like, okay, which one of these channels
I can use
to start a Tuesday night fight thing? We ain't got to do no big one. We ain't got to do no big card. We don't have to start with no big card. Let's do a decent main event, but have a action-packed co-main and pre-fight. Like that's what we need, and let's do that let's bring it back to Channel 5 or bring it back to USA.
I miss PBC doing those.
Remember,
I miss PBC doing those.
We got to go back with time. Got to go back again. It was weird to see at one point in time when it first started. It was weird to not see fights on Channel 4 or 7, ABC or NBC. When it got on HBO, they was like, man, I'm not getting that cable shit. I'm not spending my money for that. I'm not going to get this stuff. Understand? Everything evolves. You're not going to understand it in the beginning. But one day it's going to become obsolete, and then you're going to understand because it's going to be forced to understand it. I remember when my father used to tell me, stop fucking with the CDs, man. They done. You got to learn how to stream. He was saying this shit in 2005. You want to be rich? You're not going to use a CD. Then why you keep selling them old ass CDs?
Yeah, who gonna buy
Same thing. And who buying them now? The CDs don't even exist no more. They out there, but I got CD? One in my car. I listen to Bob Marley in the joint. That's it, man. But what I'm saying is they obsolete. Yeah. So streaming is the new thing because of the evolution of technology. Streaming is where we going into because the cable companies is high as shit, man.
I'm gonna tell you why ESPN has evolved and they can
They
still do
streaming.
this.
They still streaming. They are streaming.
They stream on their app, right? Okay,
that's
but
what I get watching from.
what they do that Showtime didn't do to make to even out the money, ESPN still gets paid ads.
Yep.
So they're still charged for ads on it, on the broadcast, on pay-per-view. So they're getting money from the pay-per-view and money from the ads.
True statement.
And that's how they're able to keep, not be in the red. And not be in the red. Right.
Okay.
And they don't have to charge as much. Because and that's what I've been saying. Like, you can charge these companies.
Right.
You can charge these companies, especially for like a really big fight. You know how much money they could have made
I got
ad space on that Errol Spence and Crawford fight?
I got an idea. I got an idea what they should do. See, since you on Amazon Prime, right? If fights on there, you get to pay me. If for a pay-per-view fight, you could pay me whatever, like the ads they do for Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If Javante Tank fight, and I know it's gonna be a big mega fight.
Yeah.
I can put your link that you can click that motherfucker and purchase an Amazon product that whoever the owners, because Amazon has different. If you can purchase through there, that link could come there and I can click that and you can buy right there from that link being attached to the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly. Charge them a high ass Super Bowl price. Not as high, but
Super Bowl like $7 million. I'm like, for a big fight like the Spence and Crawford fight, I wouldn't even call it. I charge about, you could get 3 commercials in 1 commercial break. That's every 3 minutes.
With a click
for boxing.
And with a click,
that's every 3 minutes for boxing. So every 3 minutes you could get, I would say,
I keep a click
400, 500,000 for jump. You could get three commercials in there. That's 1.2 mil each commercial break.
My thing is, I'm saying you keep a click link right there because it's on the stream.
Yeah, and that's another revenue source. So that could be another revenue source where you charge $500 for that.
We need to get us a new streaming fucking joint ourselves.
You could charge $500 for that. Boom. And then, you got ads all over the place. Then how much you charging for the ring? How much you charging for the ropes? How much you charging for every poster in the crowd or something? You know what I'm saying? So it's ways y'all could get the money from around other places and not just tax people who trying to watch. I just want to watch.
Yeah. I feel
I just want to watch,
man. I don't like the evolution of taxing the goddamn fans. I ain't with that one though. I understand the evolution of technology, but I'm not with the evolution of the fan base having to pay for the shit.
I remember when $20 was like, what the heck? What y'all want $20?
You can watch.
We can watch it next week. Oh no, we gonna have to watch this one next week, champ.
Exactly. That's how you cut the TV off. Don't ask nobody what
Don't ask nobody what Bab was like, you see the fight? No, I ain't see it, cuz I ain't see it.
Yeah, I watch plenty of Mike Tyson joints like that, man.
I ain't see that one, champ. Don't say nothing. Shit. Be mad as a mug outside, scrapping because somebody said, man, Mike Tyson lost. What? How you gonna
Nah. Remember when fights went from $50? Remember when $50 pay-per-views? People will be jumping up and down for joy if pay-per-views went back to $50 today. Well, remember back then when it was $50, you like, how much is this fight?
$50. They're trying to kill
for 3 hours. For 3 hours, man, that undercard better be good, man. That's some bull. You know what? We gonna get some wings, some pizza. Call your aunt, call your uncle, and all them. We gonna charge and the neighbors. We gonna charge $10 a head. $10 a head.
They
gonna make this back and then some.
You ain't getting no pay-per-view fight freeze. You had to pay to get them choice back.
Bring the drinks. You bring the drinks.
the pay-per-view fight back in the days, you ain't nobody invite you to that shit empty-handed. You had to bring some or pay to get in. Oh yeah. Hey Slim, that's $10 charge, Joe.
That's 10, cuz. You
I
got
used to charge. I think I just stopped that practice about 2012, I think, because I know I was charging when folks coming my shit. I tell you that much.
We used to throw the fight parties.
Yes,
Hey.
we 400
fight parties. Hey,
400 people.
400 people at the door. Cling, ching, cha-ching.
400 people got in that mug, Joe. I forgot about that.
I hated it. I'll be upstairs in my room watching the fight. I ain't going. Where's Phil Cat? I ain't coming downstairs with y'all. Once I hear the first, I'm like, yeah, I ain't coming downstairs. I ain't coming downstairs. Man. Yeah, that's how I fight. No, the fuck you don't.
Yeah, remind me of me, man. Remind me of me.
No, the fuck you don't.
You remember Tyrone? Remember Tyrone was messing with me at the store the other day, man.
I was 9-0. Man, you 9-0 on U Street. Shut the fuck up and watch the fight. That blow me. That blows my life. I hate fight parties. Yeah. I will watch a fight with I would invite my teammates over and stuff like because they fight. Yeah. Like they know the game. So it's like, all right, yeah, that's cool. But the ones when it's like a whole rack of people, I can't hear the TV. I can't hear. Yeah, let's bet. Who won bet? Then you got the one dude who throw his money in and see his man losing. Nah, man, I picked the other dude. You said because they both like you said the light skin dude, right? Light skin dude, right? Like, man, oh my God, man, yeah, though. No, I do. That's how I know, man. He ain't working his jab enough, man. If you don't shut up and pack that shit into your gut and shut the fuck up. God, hey,
man.
Shit, I'm not getting all my. For some reason, man, all my the messages is coming from. I mean, that's off here. That's when people comment. It's on the page, but it ain't showing up on. I mean, it's on the comment. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because one comment
through something with Facebook right now.
Yeah, they are going through something because some dude left a statement. I ain't gonna say this. It says certain trainer messed up people, man. So, I ain't gonna get into that. But I just seen it on here. So yeah, but true statement though. True statement.
Crazy, bro.
But I respect if I would have if it would have showed up on it, I would have put it up there. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't showing up on there to there. I would have put it up there, and people, everybody entitled to their opinion, man. I respect all opinions, and I agree. I just keep it neutral with certain things, man. Certain things for me, certain things I keep neutral because I've known people for many years, and I don't, I it's hard to say. Just keep it neutral.
Oh, yeah.
True statement, though. I feel as though.
I feel you. Trust me, I know.
But it is what it is, man. I'm still Team Peterson all the way, though, Joe. All the way.
Last thing I wanted to ask, real quick. Just we ain't got to be long on this, but
what's that?
What's your thoughts on the announcement of Spence and Fundora?
Don't like it. I don't like it.
You know, like
don't like it.
You know, like that one.
Man. No gusto.
I think he jumping up too much too early.
He gonna break his skinny ass down.
I think it's too much too early.
Shit, he gonna break him down.
I think it's a lot like for what people say about your face ain't this and this. Yeah.
He got a belt?
No, he just
won the belt. Just won the title.
Yeah, he won the belt. He won the belt. Yeah, he won the BC. Yeah, he won the belt.
Get that goddamn belt up off him. And he's tall and Spence is a body snatcher. Perfect. It's a perfect fight for him.
I want to see him. He don't do tune-ups. Okay, whatever. But coming off that fight, I don't want. Fundora's spooky, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's sleeping, Joe.
Bruh, when he beat my homie, that made me a believer.
Yeah.
Break his ass down.
When he beat my homie, I'm watching this kid come up. Watching him, I'm like, this dude ain't seen a weight room. He ain't seen a push-up position. He like,
Yeah, it ain't.
right?
Say Spence need redemption.
What's up,
Man.
Zoe? My man, that's my man Zoe, man. Al, man, from around the way, man. What's up, Al?
Oh, okay, Al.
Yeah, that's Al, man. Yes, indeed.
Al.
And I'm watching him. And I'm like, he don't even use his J. He don't use no length. He want to be on the inside. And the thing is, though, he's the weirdest insider because you would think I said, oh, maybe he's like Riddick Bowe. Because remember, Riddick Bowe didn't mind fighting on the inside. He knew how to use his arms, even though they were long, and get his shots on the inside. It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Let's say this though. Do y'all think if Zoo didn't get cut, would he lost that fight?
Oh, no, he stopped him. He stopped
He
him.
won that fight.
His goddamn ass.
He won that fight. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell. That's why I'm telling y'all. Spence gonna break his ass down too. Spence gonna fuck him.
But but that's where I'm going at. I'm watching him come up, and the thing that made me believe is when he beat a kid I really like, Clark, Jonte Clark from the amateurs, went to the pros. Like, the boy could fight, and I felt like Clark beat him, but they gave it to Fundora, whatever, and I could tell they had a lot of money backing them. You know, they wanted this to sell, like, oh, you see how tall and lanky this kid is? Look at how he fights, and type of thing. But when he fought Erickson Lubin, and Erickson Lubin gave him all he wanted.
Yeah.
And Erickson Lubin, I thought when he started changing, I never forget my father taught me this. He said, look, man, if a guy has a mouse on his eye, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of fight it was. But if you sit your guy on a stool and you start seeing his face change shape, it do something to you.
Yeah.
And then you see his face changing shape early, 5 rounds, 6, and we got 6 more to go.
Yeah.
Man, stop this thing.
Yeah.
And everybody thought his jaw and nose and all that was broken. He was fine. Turns out, Erickson Lubin didn't have nothing. I think the only thing that was broke was I think they said it was his nose, but that was it.
Yeah.
That was a
And yes,
That was
very
rough,
brutal.
but we have to take into account Fondora's been in a lot of unnecessary wars.
all of them unnecessary. You that tall, you don't have to. You don't have to be in no wars, my boy.
He like him. He like him though. He
Mexican, right?
For that shit, man.
He American Mexican.
I know one thing. I know my man Mike gonna be probably getting the call to go out that joint to give him some work. Probably Spence and them.
I hope so. I hope so. He deserves it.
Oh, Mike got a fight coming.
Yep, July 20th.
Yes,
He can go out there for 2-3 weeks, make some extra money.
Get some money, man. Right. Shit. I know they be hoping Fundora stick around forever because he can easily go out there and get him some good money off these fights.
Yeah.
Just to him and size wise.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dang, well, Spence is coming off some stuff, but he can maybe break this kid down, but at the same time, he got to protect himself from those elbows. Fondora's not doing it on purpose.
Nah.
It's just where his position is.
You ain't used to having.
It's like a freaking praying mantis.
Yeah.
And then boom, boom. He hitting you with Muay Thai elbows on top of everything else.
Yeah, it was crazy, Joe. Sue just ran right into just like bing, like God dang.
Split it wide open. And I mean, that junk looked like, the corn syrup that they use in scary movies. Yeah. That's what it looked like, man. Like, oh my God.
Do he deserve a rematch?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And let's be real. That fight if he wouldn't got cut, we know what that would have been. But let's talk about that the cut happened. If that was a pay-per-view in Australia, that was a pay-per-view period, but It was huge for Australia.
I'm sure.
If he could have easily said, "Man, stop it. We're gonna go to a no contest. Still get paid."
Yeah.
He did that when he did not have to do what he did.
He didn't have to go through that though. That was brutal.
Salute him for that. I salute him for taking the fight because he didn't have to take that one.
Yeah.
I salute him for taking. I would have been like, man,
Card gonna get rescheduled.
I'm not about to fight this big giant when I'm not even preparing to fight a big giant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't even the fight he was supposed to take. That's real talk. Somebody got I want to see Crawford and Tank jump weight.
My fucking!
I don't know jump weight, but I love to see it.
Hey, brother Al, if you look at the way Tank is built now, you know Tank ain't doing that fat boy stuff no more, right? Walking around 165 and all that. Tank walks around about 140 at the most. So Crawford and him ain't going. It likely would never happen because
is it safe to come back yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tank is not walking around. Tank probably walking around 142 right now, so he don't do that. Blow up.
Crawford. We'll see Crawford and Canelo before that
though. But yeah, at first
Crawford 154 now.
And I know why you entertaining it because it was some clips
and Tank said, "Yeah, I take it." No, he won't.
Yeah. It was some clips. It was talking crazy. So I'm saying, but nah, that joint, the weight class, Javante man is on lockdown right now, man. Staying disciplined, man. Right now,
and he need to. And he needs
that's crazy. That fight is literally 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's getting close. Getting close. Now, we be talking about that real soon. Yeah, real soon.
To break that one down,
real soon, man. We gotta take Slim. I know he is taking Slim real serious though.
Yeah, he gotta take it serious. Frank ain't no he ain't no cakewalk. He gonna put. I ain't really believing him until that Rivera fight, bro.
Man, what?
Man.
Oh man.
He gave Michelle Rivera that work. I said, I said, oh, that's a problem. There's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh man, the man he embarrassed Rivera. Everybody was making this big thing about Michelle Rivera, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, this Bama can't go to his right.
Yeah.
And he knew it. He knew it. No, I'm sorry, he couldn't go to his left. And Frank just pop, roll on it, go back. Same sequence over and over and over.
Frank he's explosive. That's the thing. That's why I want to see if see how Tank handles somebody just as explosive as him. He might not hit as hard.
Is it a rehydration clause?
That could move and be quick.
Is this I think it is a rehydration clause in this fight.
They same weight. Sure? They same weight.
Check and see. I thought I saw that though.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't think so because Frank ain't no big dude. Frank ain't big at all.
I think he's big though. I thought I saw a rehydration clause. 11-11.
I know one thing. Frank doing all that weightlifting could really come back to haunt him.
Oh yeah, it is. It's the WBA.
Yeah, it's the WBA rehydration.
So that's their new rule. Tank said he didn't know nothing about that.
He said he didn't do it this time.
Yeah, this ain't on him. WBA changed the rule.
So is WBA changed the rules for Tank now? Shit, he been had that WBA title for a while.
I mean, it might be for Tank. It might be for recent events that's going on with this 18% rehydration going on around.
Damn. So it is a rule, but it's not. It didn't come from the.
So it's going to be every champion there is going to have, every championship fighter there is going to have a rehydration. So it's a 12-pound rehydration clause. So
damn,
you can't rehydrate.
No, I was just about to say 10 to 12.
Yeah, 12 pounds. So
I
But
mean,
they
I ain't
fight
never.
35. They can't come in more than 47. That's
I
not.
remember when you do breakdown, man. I don't. If I was, I remember I would lose 8 pounds. I did it before one day. We all got some crazy ass weight loss stories from back in the day,
Yeah.
and I would only gain back about 2, 3 pounds. I ain't never
Man,
gained
what?
like
Man, huh, man. My fight, I felt like that. Oh my God.
my stomach won't allow me to put back on 8 pounds in no one goddamn day. So you ain't gonna tell me, fighters, that you ain't using them goddamn
IVs.
IVs to fucking get your goddamn hydration levels back up. But it is some. It is a such thing of in fitness we call it a what is it called a glycogen reserve. Your glycogen reserve levels can cause your weight to go back up fast too. So I don't know. I don't know. I never done it, but I wasn't a grown man, so grown men might have a different ability. I was still a kid, so
But
for me to gain
18
back,
pounds.
yeah,
18 pounds.
Man. Remember when Anthony Peterson fought Bam Bam? He rehydrated to 139 and a half. Bam Bam rehydrated to 154, 155. I was like, God damn, man. Yeah, man, I'll never get buried. Told him to drop the brick on him when he caught it. He was following it. They ran it out boxing him from round after round. And he said, this round we're going to drop this one. Man, he followed. Now, boom, boom, boom. Oh, you just see Bama go, he. Oh, God. Like, God dang. That's because your mind walking in at junior middleweight. Jesus.
yeah. So it could be water weight, and that's where we be losing, like basically the water weight. But it be hard to drink that shit back in that fast. So like when you
Yeah.
and eat something, your stomach don't allow you to really take in, but so much you can because when you taking it out through your pores. And back in the day, they used to have them jokers doing some wild shit, Joe. Back in the
Yeah, don't drink no water at all and all type of
Sauna,
mess.
sauna
spit in
suit.
the cup,
Running
spit in the
sauna
cup,
suit. Like,
take a X-Lax, take
Yeah.
a goddamn
magnesium citrate.
citrate. Hey, young, I took that shit, young. Hey, you could, hey, yo,
Like, all right,
don't
shit,
get
I'm
hit
going
with
home because I ain't going to be around here for this shit.
don't get hit with a body shot taking that goddamn magnesium citrate. That shit was but especially when you're starving, the shit tastes like Sprite. So you drinking that, you like, man,
Oh my God.
man, gave you diarrhea off the break. They sell that shit down. I got my shit from Minnesota Avenue down at the Safeway. My father said, but you know what? My father stopped those practices because he got them from them old trains. He said, man, I'm about to go. My father went to the nutrition school and all that shit. And he's like, what we going to do is we going to cut calories. We ain't doing all that
shit
crazy
put you
shit.
on top for 3 days.
Man, what? They do no bullshit, young. They do. But it was some wild shit, mothers that taking enemas and doing all types of wild shit.
Yeah.
Doing all
Trying
that
to
shit.
get to that money.
Yeah,
Trying to get
man.
to that money, man.
My father said, you know how you lose weight? You cut calories. You learn how to count calories and cut calories. And carbohydrate. You gotta learn the balance between how the different carbohydrates and the protein intake. When to use what? When he see when they was talking this shit back then, they thought my father was crazy. But this is the new practices of the day. He was like 20 years ahead of the game. He was saying, you build fight time, you build you break down and build up. So fighters would fight night, they used to tell people eat steak and shit before the fight. People still do some of these practices now.
Yeah.
Steak ain't what you need for fight time. You're not
You
brain. You're
need
not
carbs, like carbohydrates, right?
carbohydrates is what you need when you fight, so you can burn the cal. You can burn the energy. Instantly gain the energy and burn it. But they was telling the old trainers was like, man, uh, uh, my father's like, man, ain't that no damn steak? He was telling. I mean, I'm talking like, uh, prestigious world champion trainers. My father was going against what they were saying. And now today they don't use those steaks as heavy on the stomach. And you're not trying to rebuild on fight night. You're trying to push energy out. You ain't trying to rebuild. You're not trying to get protein
Yeah,
intake.
you
You're
don't
not
get
trying to
that.
rebuild. Why would you get a steak? But just what the practices was from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and part of the 2000s was they was taught to eat steak and eggs. What the hell no?
Weigh you down.
Wear
A
you
little
down.
sluggish.
It's bad for you. It's in your intestines. And then if you took all the X-Lax and all the shit that you was doing before that, you're going to be out that joint hurting. So I recommend fighters fight night, big ass bowl of spaghetti, or a big baked potato, some broccoli. And you can still have a little small, what I'm saying, a little small meat or something. No homo, whatever. I mean, no pause, whatever they call that. Yeah. No diddy, whatever they call it. But you can have a little small, whatever you want, But
Salmon or stuff like that.
exactly. But the overall objective is to make sure you get the carbohydrate
Carbs.
intake in the body, so
Carbs,
you
man, that's
can
what
burn the
your body
fuel.
gonna
The fuel need to
use.
be burned and use it
Yeah,
instantly.
that's what your body
Yeah,
gonna use first. Your body gonna use that first before it hits your reserves. So
exactly.
you load up on that. So it
That's right.
don't
And that's
get
my
to the
father used to call
reserves.
it. He used to say load up or carb up. That's what he used to say
Yeah,
fight night,
carb up.
carb
Yeah.
up. And we be at the fights, right? In the nationals. And me and my brother, this was we was region 3. Everybody lost. We sat there, we watched motherfuckers in the swimming pool. We knew who the champions was. You didn't ever see them. And we kids. So kids gonna do what kids do if they ain't on a mission, unless somebody teaching them this, right? So we see, and we was not only was we watching who was where, when, what was they doing. We was also watching what was they eating fight night. I seen all the national champions had big ass bowls of spaghetti, big ass plates of spaghetti, because they was serving spaghetti down there at the thing. And you knew who was gonna win it just upon what they had on their goddamn plates. That's how technical boxing is. That's how we know them jokers in that swimming pool. Day 1, the swimming pool don't be just as packed. Day 2, they lost everybody in the swimming pool.
More
Day
motherfuckers.
3, more motherfuckers in the swimming
Pool
pool.
getting full of shit.
Fighting, you be so goddamn locked in. Me and Kimi, I remember one year, me and Kimi, me and my brother was the only 2 in the whole region in the championship. And I was half-ass training because I was going to Duke Gallatin at the time. So I was really booby. My father asked me to take somebody's place. And I made it to the goddamn championship. I knocked out everybody to the finals, man. I know I wasn't gonna be able to go 3 rounds with nobody at the time, but I was edging myself out of boxing. I knew it was over for me because I wasn't fully in tune. I was still winning. I lost to Jesse Varela, man, in the championship. I said I would never go into a fight again half-ass ever again. Even though I made it to the championship, I said I'm never going into a fight half-ass ever again. I had to make a way, even though I was going to Duke Gallatin. I had to make a way to train. I would train with McCain and them, even though we trained with Tom in the day around 3 to like 5. My father would pick me up from Duke, all the way from Georgetown. We get out of Duke at 6. I went from school from 7 to 6 p.m. because it was an art school.
Yeah.
Go straight down there, had to train with McCann and them crew. Because I was like, I'm not losing no champion. I'd rather lose the first fucking night than losing the championship. That shit hurt worse. That shit hurt. I was crying like a motherfucker too. I ain't gonna lie. That shit hurt. My brother won the whole joint. Everybody else lost, man. The whole region lost. But It was little shit like that we noticed about who was the best and who wasn't because of what they had on their dinner plate. Just that simple thing. Nutrition is very important in the sport too. A lot of people still eating steaks too, losing.
Pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes that ain't a bad thing. Pancakes are carb, so you know what I'm saying. You can have that in the morning. You know, in the morning, yeah,
right?
Yeah, bread, yeah. Carbohydrate. I wouldn't have. We didn't do that. No. We had French toast though. We eat French toast back then when I was eating that stuff. So, but man, this was a great show,
Oh, man,
brother.
French toast ain't bad for you, man. Dang. Oh,
Shit.
nah, the eggs in it, right?
The egg in it, yeah, the egg in it. But they got alternative eggs now, man, for you.
Yeah, man, get you some French toast, man.
Hey, man, this was a great show, man. I appreciate you again, JR. Man, we back on it again. Next week's topic. I got next week's topic. 5 greatest defensive fighters of all time.
I used to see
5 greatest defensive fighters of all time.
Got you. I'm about to be.
And guess what, though?
Let me think. It's going to be.
Since y'all laughed at my number 10, I got something for both of y'all this week.
Anthony Joshua going to be number 1 on his list.
I'm done. Hey, no. I'm out.
Since y'all laughed at my number 10, I got something for both of y'all next week. I'm kicking both
Joshua, number 1.
I got something for both of y'all next week.
All right, cool. Jake Paul gonna be my number 1 since y'all feel like that.
Man, hey brother, man, it's most definitely. So he could. I'm not gonna reveal it, but he could make that list though, man. He could make that list.
Might be high.
He could make that list, so he could make that list.
He
might be, man. He could make that list. I'm gonna
tune in next week to see
next Wednesday. Come on in, Zoe. Hey, Zoe, bring your list too, man. We want to see everybody's list too, man. We want to see everybody's list, man, because we do that, man. Oh, you can call in and get your list next week, man. So tune in next. Tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. man, and give your list, man. Bring your list to the table, man. We taking all lists for those that's on here. Have your list ready. Top 5 greatest.
Just make sure your list coincides with mine because I'm always right. Mine right.
Hey, they clowned me for even mentioning Anthony Joshua name yesterday. I got something.
Anthony Joshua is number 10, man. Pound for pound, right now. Right now, Anthony Joshua.
So I got some of all these jokers next week, man. Man, it was an honor and a pleasure again, man, to be on here. Tune in next week, man. We're gonna have a special guest in the building. I gotta figure out who we had. Special shout out to the 2024 National Golden Glove champion that was on here today, man.
Isaiah Olugbemi.
Yeah, he's the only fighter other than a female fighter from DC to win the Golden Glove Nationals this year. And he only had how many fights he said he had, C's?
Well, he had to go back last year because he had 10, but he only been fighting for 2 years.
Fighting for 2 years. He beat the rank number 2 and the rank number 3 in the tournament.
Yeah.
And won the Golden Gloves, the prestigious National Golden Gloves. I just send a shout out to him, man. I think you're heavyweight. I think you're light heavyweight. You're light heavyweight.
205,
yeah.
Big dude can have that.
Yeah, man. He did his thing, man. Man, I had to shout out to Tony Jetta. He called me this morning and was telling me wasn't nobody showing him no love. The guy no love on the show. I mean, showing no guy no love to around the area. I'm like, oh no, I know how. Yeah, they go. Yep, I know how prestigious the National Golden Gloves is. It's knowing the world that way that a guy that won the National Golden Gloves from this area is not gonna get a shout out. Guaranteed one from me, man.
Yeah, I'm just mad about that Clarissa pick. He got to
meet
the quote. Got to meet the quote, man.
What'd you say, so? He say want to know what y'all think about the Street Boxing League next week, too. Oh, I ain't know nothing about it.
Street beefs and stuff like that.
I don't have a problem with it. I like it. I think it's a I don't know about this event that's happening, but I know about the street.
No, he's
Shout
saying
out.
what you talk next week when we on next week. He want to know what we talk.
Oh, okay. No, he's talking about some. Well, no, he want to know what we think about the street boxing league next week too.
Yeah. During next week's show.
To discuss it. We can do that. We can do that. Yeah, so for sure. Come on through, man. Yeah, we can do that. We'll talk about it next week. I was about to break it down now for you, man. For real, but we'll talk about it next week, man. That'll be a great topic, brother. We'll definitely do that, man. Yeah, we'll do that for next show. I got a few brothers on that we had on the show that do the beef. Cornflakes. Cornflakes, a legendary street beef champion, man, heavyweight champion. And shoot, I might have him call in and he give his perspectives too, man. This what I do, Zoe. If you don't mind coming on here on the screen, bring you on the screen next week, man. I send you the link, brother, if you don't mind.
Always drop the link.
Yeah. I send you the link, brother, and you can join us too, if you don't mind. And then we'll call Cornflake on the phone or send a link to Cornflake too, man. Okay, brother, I got you, man. You do that's a bet. We'll see you next week. My brother from round the way, 34th in Minnesota zone. Yes, indeed. My man, Al. Most people know him as Zoe, but around 34th, he Al, man. For sure. Well, brothers, it was an honor and a pleasure, man. Make sure y'all get them this. Make sure you start on your list today because you're going to need to do so. I'm telling you both that right now. You too, Zoe. You better get on that list now, bro. Because I'm telling you, I'm coming with it.
My list.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was an honor and a pleasure for y'all to join in and tune in with us. If you are new to this channel, if you are on the YouTube channel, hit the like and subscribe button. Join us every week. We go on at least 2 to 3 times a week. So subscribe to the channel ASAP, man. And as well, tune in next week and get this great content, man, because we bringing it, man. If you will be on here next week, make sure you have your list ready too. Okay, you can call in and tell us about your list. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. The Second Wind Sports Media. We up out of here, y'all. Peace. This episode have been brought to you by Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein Powder, the undisputed champion of plant-based protein powder. I got mine. It's time for you to get yours. Visit rawvegan.com.